when you're hanging with the girl and she's looking nice. You think you'll wanna smooch her face, but what is the price?
What's the price, Rob?
AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea,
Oh, yeah,
scabies,
yeah.
and crabs. Think you want them down your pants? No,
Nope.
you raging. Now this shit has really hit, and I feel like James Dean. But don't let that distract from all these violent STDs.
Well,
HPV, HIV, spooky vaginosis.
Oh.
Sitting
Spooky.
with your naked bod is evil and atrocious. Time is a construct we all follow. Nothing is real. No one is here.
She went to college.
We all die. Why do we cry? I once a man. I can't feel my hands. I can't feel my hands. Please.
here you go.
AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea, scabies, and crabs. Think you want them down your pants? No, you raging. HPV,
I just wish it wasn't bleeped.
HIV, spooky vaginosis. Sitting with your naked bod is evil and atrocious.
I love it. I don't know if it's qualified for the Swamp music list, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, that was good.
They bleeped out fag. I can't give it its full due respect.
Yeah, I remember seeing this for the first time in 5th grade whenever they showed it to us for sex education.
Wait, no. Here's the other cold open I had set up. Let me pop this open real quick. Community note says it's not real. I think it sounds pretty real.
No offense, but she's repulsive, a disgusting woman through and through. But as I was saying, I can't tell who's crazier these days. The mental patients sent to us by every third world hellhole on the planet, or a homegrown George Soros-funded terrorists.
Which one's grosser?
Antifa, I believe they're called. Very bad people, some of the worst. They've got
It looks real.
little trash can riot shields, very gay looking.
You can see it in the mouth a little bit.
Yeah,
Very
the
unlovable.
mouth you can see a
I
little
was
bit,
telling
but
a
it
friend of
looks
mine the
so
other day, I
real.
bet these people's dads won't take their calls. No phone calls from a terrorist is what the dads say.
Oh my
God. Consensus.
That's the consensus. It's pretty.
That-
It looks pretty good.
If I sent that to my dad right now, there's a 50-50 shot he doesn't know if that's real or not.
Yeah, he believes it. Yeah, who knows, man. Well, Rob, how you doing, man? Welcome.
I got COVID.
Yeah. Do you still get 2 weeks off of work when you get COVID? Is that how
I
it
don't
works?
think so. I'm trying to be back by Thursday or Friday. This is ridiculous.
I know, like,
I mean, I'm working from home anyway, so it's like I'm not gonna get off just from being sick. But
you remember when all that shit was happening? They would give you 2 weeks paid, and it was like mandatory. Like they
Yeah.
had to do it. You should
Yeah.
test it out.
yeah, well, no one wants. I mean, it's just like a bad cold for me right now. You know, I could go downhill. You know, knock on wood.
Well, do you have any pre-existing conditions?
Yeah, just the diabetes and the morbid obesity and the shit at the permanent swamp ass.
There you go. Yeah, that'll get you.
That's a
It
big
makes you prone to
comorbidity.
infection. That's true.
I think that's just comes with the diabetes though.
the permanent compass.
Yeah,
I don't
something
think that.
like that.
So are you drinking your pain away, or what are you doing tonight?
No, I think that fig might have given me COVID. So
Oh,
I think I'm just gonna stick with water for tonight, so I can build up my immune
I
system.
wonder how long ago Joey made that. Like maybe it does have some like 2020 COVID in it.
Yeah, maybe it does.
Who
figs,
knows, dude?
figs can transfer the virus. Figs and
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah, good thing you didn't boof it. That would have been terrible. You would've
That's
got
what I
COVID.
did. That's why I got what I got is punishment from God.
Yeah, I'm drinking some
Anthony
BS
Fauci.
Coke. Yeah, Oh, that's
Somewhat,
for Fauci?
it's punishment from Anthony Fauci. Yeah,
Your favorite brown sugar. Brown
Yeah.
sugar bourbon.
True. You know me so well.
Nah, man. Josh is going to join us in a little bit. Mitch is being gay for 2 shows in a row. So
Mhm.
be sure to let him know in the Discord how gay he is. He said
He's not even
studying-
selling dog food anymore.
No, he
crazy.
said he's studying for a test. What test?
Oh yeah. No, that makes sense. He's taking a real estate test, trying to be a real estate agent. Yeah, I know.
Mitch is the man of a million gigs.
Well, I
Pick a
heard.
lane, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, you know, dog food surprisingly not selling. People aren't feeding their dogs dog food anymore. Go figure.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then he tried the pelt game for a little bit, but Bob couldn't. Bob was not having it.
Yeah, Bob put him out of
I
business.
was like,
real
dude,
quick.
you got to show up more than once. He was like, you got to stop feeding these animals. We need them dead.
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be crazy, man. I think, like you said, Mitch the Mogul. Yeah, he wishes.
He will.
Yeah, eventually. He's a Renaissance man. Okay, he's into gay theater and he's also into real estate. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. We actually have some top moments from Mitch. I
Wait,
can
what?
pull
Yeah,
'em-
go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
got?
Yeah. I'm
Just
trying to
share
send
it
it.
and I'll
Yeah.
put it up. Or are
I'm
you
gonna
gonna?
share it. It's not the best
It sounds good.
camera. Yeah. Here we go. Let's see.
Sounds good.
Episode.
Whatever it is.
How do you know?
I don't know. It just sounds good. You said you got top Mitch moments.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can
top
think of a few. So
top Mitch moments. There you go. Send in an episode content.
okay. Let me go in here and grab it. How's everybody else doing in the chat tonight?
Yeah, how y'all
Trying to
doing?
trying to burn some time. Oh, this okay. Yeah, this should have been one of the cold opens. Here we go. Let me drop it here.
Get laid.
Bluntly speaking, I'm sweating like a ham.
A very attractive young lady. Her name is Kate, and she's
Oh.
blonde.
Oh,
Didn't think that we were so hung up on the hair color. I
I
just
don't know
kind
why
of
I can't
thought
make it full screen.
these are a really nice family.
And you didn't think to tell me?
Connor.
So
I was
pissed.
here just fine.
Okay.
Time for
This is
this
Mitch.
little falcon then to fly the coop. If copper feel I must, then copper feel I should.
Copperfield means grab a girl's boob.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
Can we cut that out?
No.
Thank you, good sir.
I prefer, well, I actually prefer the title of Baron, but
Shit. Of
ladies
course, I
and gentlemen,
do.
welcome to my
lit.
underground lair. So what am I supposed to do? Walk around with a cross around my neck, wearing holy Oh, shave my head?
I kissed Tony on the first date.
I'd say you were desperate.
Get laid.
Yeah.
Top Mitch
that-
moment.
Yeah, those are
Get
definitely.
laid.
I don't want it to. There we go. I was like trying to get the fucking thing so I can.
The
scroll
guy,
it.
yeah.
Well, I was trying to be able to scroll it, like it wasn't loading right. There was one that he said there where he's like, "I'd prefer to be called Baron." That was
Yeah.
definitely Mitch, 1,000%. This one,
I prefer, well, I actually prefer the title of Baron, but
the mannerisms and everything, dude. That's definitely Mitch. I could.
I've
totally
been
see
saying
Mitch
it for the
doing
last few weeks because I started watching it, I've watched the old seasons too. I don't know why I didn't put two and two together, but
It's on
Connor.
multiple seasons. They can't find Connor any love.
No, and
That's love on the spectrum, by the way.
Yeah, that is love on the spectrum. We're gonna get copyright for that, but Connor does. Spoiler alert: he does find a good lady to give his first kiss to this season.
His
And
first
Mitch,
kiss.
and Mitch
But
will
did he-
too. Yeah, Mitch will too.
But did he get laid though?
No, not yet, not yet. No.
So Mitch got a one up on him. Mitch
Yeah.
will at least fuck your girlfriend, right?
Hey, no kisses though. He won't do kissing.
No
Weird.
kisses. Well, you don't kiss hookers. That's illegal. That's against the rules.
hmm
Can't
Sure.
do that. Yeah, if he did get laid one up on Mitch. Yep. For sure. Hope you see it, Mitch. Stop being gay.
You gotta watch it. All right. I'm gonna make him watch it. 'Cause I'm gonna send him these videos.
There you go.
And the guy's name's Connor. Mitch goes by Mitch
Yeah,
Connor.
Mitch Connor, that's right.
Oh, it's another one, another level.
It's definitely him. It's before he grew his hair out.
Yeah. All right. There you go. That's enough time. He's not even here. Let's go. What you got?
Oh, we did the same thing to you, I think, or a little bit anyway. So,
Towards the end.
yeah, we saved it. Oh yeah, by the way, how is your penis doing? now that it's out of the claim.
It's fine. It's fine. He just spit up some white stuff not too long ago, so you gotta
I'm gonna
check
put
on.
this up here because you send me funny videos constantly, and I love you. But also, fuck you.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. You think you know somebody?
Yeah, I love Trey, even though he's a dick. Some might say that's why I love him. Here we go. So, did you see this earlier? I've titled this segment "Trump the Tranny Blocker." I thought that was pretty.
That's good.
Apparently, he's done this before, but Trump blocking transgender service members in the military. Do you see this went through?
I saw it went through earlier today, and I mean, you can let them in, right?
No, they're about to get kicked out.
No, I'm saying like you should be able to. Like I don't think I agree with this, but well, whatever.
Yeah, we'll go through some of this. We'll talk about it because I got a bunch of shit here. But basically, Supreme Court will allow Trump administration to ban transgender service members in the military. Under this ban, service members, well, I'll let them explain it.
We do have some breaking news out of the Supreme Court. The court will allow the Trump administration to begin enforcing a ban on transgender service members. The justices were, however, divided on this.
He did do it a while back.
Chief Legal Affairs correspondent Paula Reed. Paula, tell us what the court decided here.
Brianna, this is a big victory for
Choose your fighter, Rob.
Oh, on the right.
the Trump
Even with the bad
administration.
lighting?
As you may remember, this ban is one of the first policies that
I like
President
the
Trump
big
put
eyes.
forth
Yeah, she
during
got the
early days
big
of his
eyes.
administration, but it has been tied
Big
up
bug
like
eyes.
many of his policies.
She kind of looks
in
like an
lower
alien a
courts,
little bit.
but his lawyers kept
Honestly, like
telling me
that
they were
like it's a
confident
wig,
that
and
they could get
she
this
got a big
policy and
old
many
head she's
others
hiding.
before the conservative supermajority at the Supreme Court that they would be allowed to proceed. And here the Supreme Court is allowing the administration to move forward with a ban.
I can't tell if she's
transgender
white or mixed or
individuals in
what.
military service. Now, under this ban,
The makeup hides it.
service members
The makeup
who have
is
a current
hiding it.
diagnosis or history of or exhibit symptoms consistent with gender
This is-
dysmorphia will be processed for separation from military
It's not just me,
service.
guys.
The Pentagon will also not allow transgender Americans to join any branch of the military. Now, as you noted, the 3 liberal justices dissented from the decision, but did not explain their position.
I thought that
But
was
again, a very
interesting.
notable
That is
victory
interesting.
for the administration, because the long game that they are playing here is to try to get all of these policies before the Supreme Court in the hope that most, if not all of them, will ultimately be upheld.
Yeah, so like Barfo said earlier, yeah, he did do it a long time ago. He did it in his first term, and then Biden reversed it, and then he did it again. And now you got like, basically the way it stands right now is it's still like, I guess there was like it's not a stay of execution. What's the term? There's a term for it, but anyway, some
mean
court-
holding up on what's going on, then that's
yeah,
stay of execution. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not just that doesn't just pertain to death penalty then. Okay.
I mean, yeah, no, it doesn't. If you're staying something, that means you're like holding it.
Right,
And then execution. I mean, you could be referring to something else too. Yeah.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that now I know what I didn't know you were talking about the death penalty.
Well, I mean, when you hear stay of execution, that's what you think. The governor
Yeah.
stay of execution.
You can say
something
you say like
looking
a stay. Yeah.
back. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I guess some court in Seattle, some judge, Trump put the tranny ban in right away, and then some Seattle judge was like, "No, this is unconstitutional or whatever, and I'm going to stop you." And then just today, the Supreme Court comes out and says, "No, you can do it now. You know, it's pending appeals and all these other things, but for now, you can go ahead and enforce it." Is kind of that's the way I understand what happened. But yeah, it's interesting that the 3 dissenting judges decided not to have an opinion on it. You would think that they would take this opportunity to say something.
Yeah, you would think they would like let their people know like they're with them and why they voted the way they voted. I want to know what the original reasoning behind banning the trannies is. Is it because it's a mental deficiency? Is it because it's a psychological deficiency rather, and that plays at issue when you're trying to kill a man or not? You know. That
Yeah,
sort of
so
thing.
I've got a couple different things for this. So one thing I have here is from the Hill. They go through what happened today. Supreme Court allows Trump administration to enforce trans military ban. Says, let me see. The Justice Department asked the justices in an emergency application last month to lift the Seattle area federal judge's nationwide injunction blocking the policy, which Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth put forward following an executive order by Trump issued days into his second term. So this was part of like that big wave of executive orders that he tried to put through. The Trump administration policy states that transgender individuals cannot meet the rigorous standards needed to serve, and allowing their participation threatens military readiness and unit cohesion, an argument long used to keep marginalized groups, including Black and gay people and women, from serving in the military. Then there's like some report from the Rand Corporation who says that's not true. In a joint statement, the Lambda Legal and the Human Rights Campaign Foundation, groups representing transgender service members, called Tuesday calling the ruling a devastating blow to trans troops who have demonstrated their capabilities and commitment to our nation's defense, blah, blah, blah. Says, by allowing this discriminatory ban to take effect By allowing this discriminatory ban to take effect while our challenge continues, the court has temporarily sanctioned a policy that has nothing to do with military readiness and everything to do with prejudice, according to the groups. So they're making the argument that this isn't it's affecting our readiness. You know, they can't pass the test anyway. We're just letting them in on privilege. That's kind of the basic argument. And then I have this older clip from Hegseth that kind of explains his position because, like I said, Trump put in the executive order, and then Hegseth is the one that issued the order to get rid of them. And so here's Hegseth kind of talking about this early on.
We are leaving wokeness and weakness behind. No more pronouns, no more climate change obsession, no more emergency vaccine mandates, no more dudes in dresses. We're done with that shit.
Done with that shit. So, like, you can see, like, the tack that Hegseth himself is taking with it. You know, they're trying to make it a little more official for the court, I guess. But it's basically another war on the woke stuff. So,
right.
Rob's hat, go Braves.
Hey,
there you go. Are they winning?
I just got this hat. No, I just got this hat at a thrift thing, and it's signed by Jeff Blossom. I never knew who that was, but it's signed. Got it for $25.
You just ran into a random Braves player, and you're like, "Hey, sign this."
No, it was already signed. I got it at like a thrift, I guess, pop up thing with a bunch of vendors outside. Okay. So I was spreading COVID around the other, this weekend, Sunday. Yeah, I was spreading COVID.
Rob is the new super spreader. But yeah, there was no rebuttal. That was the interesting part. They didn't say anything.
Yeah, the fact that there's no dissenting opinion is very. It's got to be disheartening to the woke left here. But I haven't looked at the argument. But if there's no dissenting opinion, it maybe if it follows this. The Republicans right now got control of everything, and Donald Trump is the commander in chief, so constitutionally he can kind of do things with the military that he sees fit, and to fight back against this when there's so many other things to fight back against Supreme Court wise, they might not have time right now to be writing dissenting opinions on everything.
Yeah, that's kind of the play, right? It's like damn, I can't think of words tonight. There's a phrase for it where you just rush everything in all at once and you overwhelm the enemy.
Oh, blitzkrieg?
Well, not exactly, but yeah.
It's the old Nazi Germany blitzkrieg. Yeah.
No, the blitzkrieg was the aerial assault and then the ground assault. That was the defining features of the blitzkrieg. But there's it was
overwhelming.
Flood the zone. It was a football term. You didn't get it. That's what it was.
It's the same thing. Blitzkrieg. Yeah.
Yeah. The flea market. Oh, okay. He's talking about your hat. I was like,
no, not the.
That's
no,
not right.
No, not the flea market. It was a pop up somewhere.
Yeah.
If I was at the flea market, this would have been gone. Too many
He's
pickers
a second
out there.
baseman from the 90s or a shortstop from the 90s. And you just walk around with that thing? Aren't you supposed to put it in a case or something? Isn't it supposed to be
I just got it the other day, and I'm probably gonna only wear it on special occasions are out. It's a new hat though, so and my hair's looking crazy right now.
Yeah, because you have COVID.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the side effects. If you got a mohawk from COVID, everyone's like, "Oh, you got COVID." Rock on.
Yeah, so I guess the thing with the transgender stuff, right? Transgenders in the military. Okay, we got a bunch of I don't know about a bunch, but we got a couple military guys around and in the show. So what is I guess you have to like you said, what is the argument? If it's just that they're gross and weird, then that doesn't that doesn't necessarily qualify as disqualifying to be in the military. But if you are going to say that transgenderism is gender dysphoria and you have some form of mental illness, wouldn't that disqualify you? I guess it's where you draw that line. But I guess then it becomes a you question, because you said earlier you don't think that banning the transgenders from the military that's the right idea. So I guess you wouldn't classify it as a gender or as a mental disorder.
Yeah. No, it would have to be a mental disorder. I mean, then I think that's another reason why there wouldn't be a dissenting opinion. But like I said, I don't know. I haven't read the opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you think they wouldn't have an opinion to just say trannies aren't mental? This is just the way people are?
No, I'm saying I guess they could say that, but even if they were saying that, you're kind of going against a lot of literature as far as the DSM-5 and older psychological,
Yeah.
which say it is kind of a psychological issue. So,
well, it also
you have to go against the law and then the rules and also studies like science.
Yeah, I think that would be a weak argument too, because it's not it depends on how far back you want to go, because lobotomies used to be a, ethical and sound treatment for mental illness, right? So it just really depends on how far you want to go back. Personally, I do view it that way. I do think transgenderism is some form of mental illness, whether it's induced or inherent, either they're abused or something like that. I'll go far enough to say that. And so I don't think that if you're uncomfortable in your own skin or you're having conflicts with who you are as a person, that you should be put in a position to, be in the military. I don't think that makes sense. There's definitely, and for every one sane trans person that you can show me, there's probably 100 other that are insane. And if you're not talking to celebrity personalities like Blair White and some of these others, then you're talking about, just these mentally ill 50-year-old men who suddenly decide they want to be a woman because they can't just say that they're gay.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, those kind of people aren't gonna be in the
good.
military though, right? They're not getting. We're more concerned about younger people, who are coming into the military, right? Yeah. Yeah. What's?
I mean, that's
well,
them.
she identifies as a younger person, Tim. Actually.
Yeah, I mean, this is a recent photo of trannies in the military, and those are all dudes dressed like women.
Right,
and
but
yeah.
did they go in these are appointed, right, from Biden's administration?
I don't remember. I didn't look that far into it. I just
Because they
needed a
look.
picture.
I don't know
Yeah.
what these garbs are, but it seems like they'd be older rank. I also think that a lot of people just have mental issues if they're going into the military anyway.
Yeah. Well, I've got a wild one for you, because this one, I was hoping Josh would be here for this, but he's going to be late, so he's going to miss out. This one's going to throw you for a loop, because it kind of brought up a question in my mind, but I'll play it here.
I do remember kind of putting this on for the first time, and I was starting to think I was never going to get to wear this, and
that's a transgender.
And especially now, getting to be a lieutenant and getting to wear
that is
my
a
rank.
Was woman.
I worked really hard for this.
Lieutenant Nick Talbot is the lead plaintiff in a case that could decide if transgender soldiers can serve in the military.
I used to be Nicole Catherine. That was my...
So I'm guessing, let me just back out for a second. This was 5 days ago, so I'm guessing the case has something to do with him, her.
Probably.
Yeah.
Headshot my senior year for the play. You can kind of see, where when I told my friends, oh, I'm transgender, I want to be a man, they're like, yeah, we know. I've had an interest in military service for as long as I can remember.
President Donald Trump first announced a ban on transgender people serving in the
dude.
military back in 2017.
I was actively working with an
It
Air
was a
Force
woman.
recruiter at the time to try to enlist into the Air Force. And I just kind of remember in that moment going, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? The Biden administration came in.
It's kind of an
over and
effeminate
lifted the
man.
ban on
Reminds me a
transgender
lot of
service
Mitch.
members. So
But
to finally have that moment, you know, to finally
there's the woman.
excuse me, to finally
It's
get
coming
that
out.
call from my
Yeah.
recruiter that, hey, you passed, you're in. Just mind-blowing.
The Supreme Court is now considering whether Trump's second ban can go into effect while the lawsuits make their way through the lower courts. The executive order says, quote, adoption of a gender identity inconsistent with an individual's sex conflicts with a soldier's commitment to an honorable, truthful, and disciplined lifestyle, even in one's personal life. What does that mean for you?
Statements like that couldn't be farther from the truth. I look in the mirror every day now and I go, this is the most Nick Talbot version we've ever had of Nick Talbot. I think that it's just absolutely ridiculous to insinuate that trans folks and trans service members are, you know, going home and trying to pretend to be something that we're not.
Oh.
Which one got you?
My
Needs
brother
more tests.
Yeah, dude, I think you're right. I think
Just a little more, right? Yeah.
because I think that we should let him serve in the military after, like, yes, that should be a strike against, like, your mental fortitude or whatever. But
That
if it seems like you got your shit together, then yeah, pump him full of testosterone and make him as much of a man as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And if they're willing to fight and die for the country, I mean, that's just what the job is. It's like, I don't know.
The mustache is almost very Hitler-like.
This
yeah,
could be the
sure.
next Hitler. This could be
Yeah.
the next Hitler.
Hitler was a tranny. You didn't know?
Yeah, he can't, and a vegetarian. He can't be in the military anymore. He's gonna shave some of his mustache.
You know, I'm pretty sure they found Eva von Braun's body, allegedly. Maybe it was Hitler's body, and they just didn't believe that Hitler was a tranny, and so they assumed it was Eva von Braun.
Yeah.
And it was actually Hitler because he was actually a tranny.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. A couple different things stood out to me about this video. Okay, so if that's the lead plaintiff, if that's like the case that they're making, it's hard to say they're not sending their best anymore. That was the first thing that stood out to me. Because if you go back to this image, these are not their best. You put one of these people on the stand and you say that's a woman, everybody knows instantly that's not a woman. But you go back and you put Mr. Talbot or Mr. Mrs. Talbot on there. Like even the girl photos kind of look like a boy a little bit, but that that looks like a man.
Yeah.
So
it looks like your cousin or something.
Yeah,
But
dude, it's kind of scary.
I think I don't want it to feel like a policy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Either way, I want it to feel like
more on like an individual basis.
Yeah, because I don't care what trans people do. I don't care what gay people do. That's what libertarians believe. We don't care. But when it starts to affect people as individuals and what they can and can't do, like join the military, like have kids, stuff like that, that's when people argue and then they decide whether a policy should go one way or the other.
That one's pretty good. Magoo says, "How about don't ask, but if I can tell, you're out."
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good policy.
Yeah. So instead of don't ask, don't tell, it's don't ask, but if I can tell, yeah, then there's a problem. Yeah.
Until you get this guy in the shower trying to poke his big clit out like he's
Yeah. Okay. So you're hitting on the second thought that I had, which was we had the debate last time that, and I don't know where you were at on this. Me and Josh definitely agreed. If a man cuts his penis off, he becomes a woman. Like you do that, and I'll call the tranny a woman. Are you on board with that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. If
so
he looks
where
like
do you-
that, though, I'm calling him a dude.
But where do you draw the line the other way? Because the woman can't cut her vagina off and be a woman. I mean, you
Mustache.
could, but
You got mustache?
mustache, you're a man.
Yeah, dude.
There's a lot of Hispanic women that are suddenly men now.
Yeah, well, sorry. I mean, even without the mustache, just like the the features there, kind of,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of very manly features.
Yeah, there's a whole lot, dude.
Yeah, that like what? Yeah.
Yeah, it was one that definitely threw me for a loop. So I think they put their best playing it forward, which is like another like if this is your case study as a liberal member of the court, you have so much fodder here to like say like this person isn't mentally ill.
Literally.
They're not disgusting. They're not like whatever. You can have this like this be your representative for why they should be allowed or not. Yeah, I still stand by my earlier statement, but you know, that's just me. Yeah, kind of crazy though.
Yeah. But like I said, I haven't read the opinion. I don't know why they upheld it or why originally it was being appealed. So I could agree. I could agree with their reasoning,
Yeah.
and their opinions here. And
Well, the
I don't know, that's something
the other
to
side
consider.
doesn't have an opinion, so there you go. You only agree with the conservatives. The only
Yeah, I
ones
mean
that
they
brought
have
forward one.
their side would essentially be the arguments and the oral arguments
Yeah.
that this guy had and the plaintiffs had.
Yeah, it seems like the only defense that I read in the Hill article, at least, was from the human rights organizations who said this is all just about discrimination and prejudice. It's nothing to do with readiness. And then there was the Rand Corporation study that basically said there was no negative impact to transgenders in the military.
Yeah, and that's my thing. If that's a real study, like what is the actual net
Impact.
negative? Yeah,
Yeah.
one way or the other.
I don't know. I could see it being like somewhat of a positive. Like if you've got a guy who likes to pretend to be a woman and you guys are off in the trenches trying to fight some foreign war you really don't care about, well, at least you got a hold of fuck. So there's that. I don't know.
And you were in the military, right?
No, I wasn't. No.
Oh, you
Josh
weren't?
was.
Oh, okay.
No. And that's the other question I have too. Like, are transgenders in the military? So, is there still a rule that women are not allowed in frontline combat? And if so, where do the transgenders fit in that line?
Mm-hmm.
Where is fucking Ronan when we need him? Or Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to ask that again.
We can bring him. Yeah, we can ask him again. Put a pen on it.
Yeah. Well, here's the last little piece I had on that story. Apparently, that's not the only change that Hegseth is making to the military.
Little piece. I see what you did there. I like it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is the last thing that I have for the story. But yeah, here you go.
And I want to make it clear. I also agree with my brother. If you chop your dick, I think you still got XY chromosomes. You're still a dude.
I'm just saying you're willing to go through that commitment. Like,
yeah,
I'll call you a woman now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can go have children or you'll have a period.
On calling people what they want, if you look like it, then I will.
Oh yeah, you got to pass.
If you pass, then that's it.
Yeah, like going back to this lady, dude. Like if I saw this person at the bar, I'd be like, "What's up, man?"
Yeah,
Like that'd be the first thing out of my mouth. It's just whatever's comfortable at the time. But if you're, where did it go?
And he'd be like, "Man."
It's ma'am. But if you're where did it go? Here it is. I'm glad I saved this image. But if you're one of these, I'm probably not even gonna talk to you, like honestly. But if I did, I wouldn't feel comfortable calling you ma'am. It would hurt.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's because I'm transphobic, that's all. Here you go. So this is the other thing I wanted to bring up. So this is not the only change that Hegseth wants to make. And even if you disagree on the other one, I think you might agree on this one.
I'm Matt Gelka in Washington, where big cuts could be coming to the military's top brass, with the Secretary of Defense saying it's too bloated at the top.
We're back with more DoD reforms.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is looking to slash the number of the highest-ranking officials throughout the military. In what he calls the less generals, more GIs policy, the Defense Secretary is looking to cut 20% of the military's 4-star generals and 10% of the total number of generals and admirals.
It used to be a ratio of 1 general to 6,000 troops. Today, it's 1 general to 1,400. More generals and admirals does not equal more success.
A 2024 study from the Congressional Research Service noted there are more than 800 general and flag officers, or GFOs, throughout the military, and highlighted the ongoing debate about how many are necessary. Hegseth says the Pentagon and fighting force need to be lean and mean. It's a statement echoed by government spending watchdog Steve Ellis, the president for Taxpayers for Common Sense. He recently sat down with Full Measure
I hate how they're
correspondent Scott
splitting the
Goodman
audio. I don't
to
know if you
talk
can hear
defense
that.
spending cuts.
I
You
can hear
have
it, yeah.
The
Yeah.
F-35, the fighter jet that is only fully operational 30% of the time.
That's
for all
crazy.
missions.
That's
$12
crazy.
billion a year
That's
that we
crazy.
save by not buying any more of those. You have the Sentinel, which is the replacement for the intercontinental ballistic missile. In 2024, it was 31% over budget. You can get rid of
that's
that
it.
for $310 billion.
Rhode Island Democratic Senator
How much
Jack
you wanna bet
Reed
Boeing
sits
was
on
in
the
on
Armed
that?
Services Committee
Yeah.
and said he was skeptical of the reduction of General's plan. Releasing a statement reading in part, eliminating the positions of many of our most skilled and experienced officers without sound justification would not create efficiency in the military. It could cripple it. Hegseth compared the military today to the much larger one during World War II.
Check
He
this
said
out.
back then, 17 4- and 5-star generals commanded 12 million troops compared to today.
17.
There are 44 4-star generals and admirals leading
Wow.
a fighting force of 2.1 million.
So more than double. So Hegseth's cutting out a bunch of generals. I think this is probably a good thing. To me, like I see that, like I've again never been in the military, but I view it similar to a corporation where you get like all these middle managers and HR people and all this other bullshit that just gets in the way of you actually doing your job.
Yeah, I think
So-
people do less work nowadays.
Oh, for
and,
sure.
And it's like because everyone's trying to spread it thin, but yeah, no, I'm for less general. I've always thought we don't really know who our generals are anymore. Like you used to know, General MacArthur, or like George Washington was a general. Robert E. Lee
Right.
was a general. Like they are famous people in our history.
Yeah.
And not really so much. Like I can't off the top of my head, I can't name like 5 generals, and there's 800 of them.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, people that were like that ranking. Yeah, he said there's
Yeah.
44 4-star generals, which is kind of crazy. I get like 5 stars only for war. Hey, the
Perfect-
guy
perfect
who
timing.
could have came in just fucking bounced out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Josh will be here in a second. But yeah, that it's kind of crazy. I don't know. I think this is a good thing, like you're saying. I think it's good to get rid of all the excess and all that. And that is cool. That is interesting. You said that too. Like we do less work today. There's a lot of people that think like, we should be at a 20-hour work week. Listen, I don't know what y'all are doing. You need to stop working for hourly and get on salary because, it sucks. Like, like 1 week out of the month, maybe. But I definitely feel like I only do about 20 hours of real work. The rest of the time I'm looking up videos like this.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People are all on their phones. Like, I hope my boss isn't watching this, but like,
He knows, dude.
I
He
walk past people. Well, even him, not well. I
Even
won't
him, even he does this.
No, I won't say he does this because I never
will.
catch him. He's always on his phone talking to people, but like people are on their phone. Like I have been making a conscious effort to put my phone away out of reach during the workday to try to be more productive. Because if not, you check an email, then you want to check one thing and leads to another, and you're addicted to that little thing. So. I see assistants, and it's not even them. It's just like everybody, just while they're working, just on their phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely like a bigger problem now. There was like somebody did a recent challenge where they went 30 days without a phone. And, it doesn't sound like that much, but it'd be kind of crazy for like modern people. What up, Josh?
What's up, Timmy? How you doing tonight?
We're doing good, man. You drinking with me?
I am actually.
Let me switch this. Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
Got the juicy. Back with the juicy oozy again.
Back with the juicy oozy. Well, hey, man. You made it during the first segment, so I'll get your react on these. We first went over the tranny blocker, Donald Trump, kicking the transgenders out of the military.
Oh, no.
Supreme Court sided with them today. The liberal justices had nothing to say. Pete Hegseth started off by saying, "No more dudes in dresses. We're done with that shit." They took it
literally
to
what he said?
That's literally what I said.
Yeah. I'll play it again. It's not a very long clip, but I'll play it for you. Yeah.
You also have a little bit of an echo if you want to if you can take care of that, Jeff.
How about now?
We can
Check,
test it.
check,
Whoa!
check.
I hear it a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
only when I get loud. Anyway, here, check this out.
We are leaving wokeness and weakness behind. No more pronouns, no more climate change obsession, no more emergency vaccine mandates, no more dudes in dresses. We're done with that shit.
Okay. We're done with that shit.
We are.
Yeah. So that was the Pete Hegseth clip, and then there was another one that we watched. Here, I'll just pull this up. That's a woman.
That's a woman.
That is a woman. I won't play the whole 2 minutes over again, but basically, this is the lead plaintiff in the Supreme Court case where Trump is trying to kick the transgenders out. This is the lead defendant, I guess, against that charge. That's a woman. You can fuck it. Not saying you'd want to, but you could. So, yeah. So the discussion that we were having is, one, do you think that transgender should be kicked out of the military to begin with? And then I don't remember what the second was. I'll think of. Oh, I do remember the second. But answer the first one first, because that one's,
Yes.
Transgender should be kicked. Do you think it's because like mental illness? Do you think it just makes people uncomfortable? Like, what's the reason? Because the reason the Trump administration gave and Pete Hegseth gave is that it affects readiness, and these people are here. Let me go find the thing, but basically lying about who they are, and
They're non-deployable.
Non-deployable.
Non-deployable because you have to think all these transgender people have to have all these surgeries in order to get themselves to where they want to be, and
Not
those
these.
What?
Not them.
What?
Oh, you can't see it? Not them.
That's not a transgender person. That's a man dressed up as a woman. Timothy.
There's 4 of them. There's 4 men dressed up as women, sir.
Timothy, there is 4 men dressed up as women. This actually is the fact that they are men dressed as women. They are not transsexuals. Transsexuals actually want to have their genitals changed from
I'm glad you're going there. Keep going.
to female or otherwise. So yes, transgender people have no place in the military. I'm sorry that you are non-deployable. You have a open wound that you have to tend to daily. You cannot deploy into a combat zone and be out in the field for multiple days without, the proper sanitation to deal with your festering fucking hole or a fake fucking rod that you carry between your legs. Now, for the chicks with dicks who are running around in the dresses, no, pull that picture back up there, Timmy. Don't take that one off.
Oh, okay. I thought you were moving on. Yeah,
nah,
go ahead.
I ain't moving on. The nigga with the mustache yet. I don't want to go to Mustache Mountain yet. I want to talk about these 4 right here. The Joint Chiefs
This one
of
here,
Faggotry.
the left.
Real quick there. Yeah, she kind of cute if she didn't have a dick under all that dress there. That'd be kinda cool.
Well, you don't know. You don't know. Maybe.
I'm going to assume here if the other 3 look like men, that 4th one there, I'm just saying law of averages probably has a dick. Digressing from the dick talk, though, let me get into these 4 real quick. These 4 here are not transgender, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to take a good hard look at them real quick. I want you to let that sink in. They are not transgender.
Okay.
They're not.
Okay. Explain.
These people right here, these people are mentally ill. These are people who cross-dress because they want attention. That's it. These are the people who joined the military and knew, if I'm a dude dressing like a chick, wearing a chick uniform, in a culture where it's predominantly not accepted, I'm going to get a lot of attention. And I'm a dickhead, so I don't care what kind of attention I get. I don't care if it's good attention and positive. I don't care if it's bad attention, it's negative. I want attention everywhere I go.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree
These
with
are
you. That's what I
mentally ill
said.
people.
Yeah.
They're not transgender. They're not trying to chop their dicks off or make a rod where there should be a hole. These people are mentally ill, mentally deficient people who want to dress like the opposite gender for no other reason than they don't get enough attention in their personal lives outside of this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you for the most part, but then that's why I brought up this person, because this is the lead plaintiff. This is who they decided to go with. That looks like a man, and it's a little feminine, but so is Mitch. Kind of talks like it's a man, baby. Like, I don't know. And that was the second. Yeah.
Is it used to be a man or is it now a man?
No.
Now a man.
Now a man. Okay, I want to make
Yeah,
sure I'm
yeah.
understanding
No,
like,
you're
where
fine.
we are
Yeah.
in the timeline of
Yep.
transition here. So this individual here used to be a she and now it's a he.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
So my question for you, we had this discussion before that if a man cuts his dick off, we'll call him a woman. That you're taking the full commitment. How do you apply that the other way? What does a woman have to do to become a man? I think this guy's passing. Like if I saw him at a bar, I'd walk up and I say, "What's up, man?"
I
Like,
agree. Yeah, I would agree. I would wholeheartedly agree, Tim, and that is where I say transgenders have no place in the military.
well, okay, and
That's
yeah.
a transgender man. I respect it. He went out and did all the necessary things for me to identify that man as a man.
Yeah. Dump truck weighing in here says no bottom surgery, female to male. But not all females to male get bottom surgery. I don't know. They won't show his dick on CNN. I don't know.
I didn't expect them to. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this nigga the benefit of the doubt and say he's got a dick. Like he went out, he did the surgeries, he got bottom surgery, he got himself a dick. I
Right.
respect it.
Yep.
All right, now you a man, but now you have no place in the military. I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
if you did not get the bottom surgery, then you are a chick dressing up as a dude who chopped your tits off.
Wouldn't bottom surgery be the other one?
It would
Wouldn't this
be
be top surgery?
rearranging your genitals is what he's talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're a going man, the woman, a woman, the man. You're still rearranging what God gave you, my guy.
Are you confusing top and bottom with literal top and bottom versus gay
I just
top and bottom?
No, I just googled
No.
it. Top surgery, also known as masculinizing the chest. So he would have gotten
Growing
top surgery
boobs.
and like cut his chest out.
Yeah,
Or never had
cut
him
his
to
tits
begin
off.
with.
Yeah,
you
removed
got-
his chest.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
so he
Dr.
This
Rob.
guy definitely has the top surgery done.
Right. Yeah, we were asking about the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we've already established he had top
But I think
surgery.
the
Now
bottom
we want-
surgery applies to cutting your dick off. That's what I'm saying. I don't think.
So you think so are you
I don't think there is a
equivocating?
surgery to put a dick on like.
No,
Oh,
there
yes,
is.
there is. Yes, there is.
What are you talking about, Rob? There absolutely is.
They take their calves off from their legs.
Yeah, bro, and then like fucking basically
He's
turn
researching.
their labia into their fucking like ball sack.
Oh!
Oh yeah, he just googled that shit. Hey, turn the
Oh
safe
my
search
God.
off.
Yeah, I'm not pulling that up. But
Yeah.
but yeah, okay. So are you, Rob? Were you equivocating just a moment ago? If a woman cuts her tits off, that's the equivalent to a man cutting his dick off.
Wait, can I enlarge my dick by taking a couple things
Yes.
out of my calf?
Yes, I joke with Brandy often that I'm gonna get ribbed for her pleasure.
Oh my God. That's sick. All right, hang on. Let
Yeah.
me X out of here. All right, what was the question now? It's
Rob
insane.
is Rob's like, I gotta have a 5-inch dick too. That's great.
Rob, the clit is replaced as the dick top. Oh, so you get to keep
God
your
knows.
clit as a woman, but they put it at the
Yeah,
end
they
of
make
the.
it the tip of your dick because your tip of your
Yeah.
dick's supposed to be the most sensitive thing. So figure.
Right, that
make
makes
the clit-
sense.
Yeah,
It makes
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
how do they come?
These science bitches are onto
Yeah.
something. They can't come. They don't have testicles to produce semen. They can't do it.
I never said if they were gonna fucking impregnate somebody.
You said, how do they come?
Yeah, coming and impregnating somebody, two different things. I don't need balls to come.
Yeah,
No.
you do.
No.
Oh. You just
No,
just,
you
by,
shoot
you just have to have
Listen,
orgasm. Yeah.
Brandy's never came in the last 10 years.
That's
Okay.
That's terrible. That sounds like a you problem there, bud, not me.
Okay, we're not going around there. Anyway, everybody read the chat. Okay, so, so all right. So what is the equivalent to a man cutting his dick off to become a woman? What does a woman have to do to become a man? Does she get her clit extended? Like
I think cut the
Yeah.
tits if you cut the tits out.
No, that's not enough.
I would say the tits are equivalent to the balls, but you got to get rid of the whole thing. You gotta
get, you gotta get a dick. You gotta get rid of your pussy and get a dick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
But
I
even
don't
then,
make them.
even then, you don't want them in the military.
No. because they have a open wound that they're going to have to care for the rest of their lives, and you can't take them in the field in a combat scenario. I'm sorry.
Turtle,
like,
you're,
I don't have
I do want
time.
to. I do want to ask you about that, but Turtle, you're on to something. I'm interested. Sign me up.
That's what I was
No, nothing about it. Not a bad idea, Turtle.
I did want to ask you about that. Okay, so we were talking, and you're probably a good person to ask. So in the military, first of all, do they still allow women in frontline combat?
So they used to not. I think they opened up all.
We're asking Josh. We're not going to look it up. We're just going to ask Josh. Fact check us later. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure after I left, they opened up combat arms in the Army up to women. But
yeah,
I'm hearing now that Hegseth wants to make it where everybody has to meet the same like physical fitness standards for combat arms. So, I mean,
that makes
for
sense.
that. I know a couple people like, oh, I've been in the Army too, and I would never. I'm like, but I've met some fucking brolic chicks that like, you know how the Army has like their little PT tests, like 2 minutes of push-ups,
Yeah.
2 minutes of steps, 2-mile run. I've had women that got mistaken for men, got graded on the men's scale, and we have a thing when it's like competitive physical like PT, where we have an extended scale, because 300 is the max in the Army. I had a girl who scored a 368 on the male scale, and when they realized she was a female, it went over to 450.
Oh, wow.
This bitch was brolic. I'll never forget this girl in my life. And I knew several of these chicks who could max out the men's PT test. So,
Yeah,
so
for
these
you,
chicks could do everything I could. They can come and shoot guns with me in the field, but like, yeah, I'm not going to feel bad for them at the same time when their vagina bleeds once a month.
So I think I have the answer to the second part, which kind of leads me to another part. But so the second part of the question was, if women are not allowed to serve in frontline combat, how does a transgender factor into that? But I think I kind of get your answer. Like your preferred position might be that if they can pass the test, they can do the job, basically. But then my question becomes, well, you said earlier that the transgender should not be allowed to join the military in the first place due to mental illness or whatever. So
No, the cross-dresser shouldn't.
Okay, the cross-dresser shouldn't, but maybe Talbot over here can.
Maybe. You know, that's a question where I still don't think that Talbot probably should.
Look, he's lifting that heavy ass bag right there, you know?
I got that,
got it down.
You have committed yourself to a surgery that requires daily medical care of yourself in a way that cannot be properly fucking done in a combat scenario with minimal sanitary resources. I'm sorry.
Well, with this one, like, just cut their tits off as far as we know. Maybe got a penis, maybe didn't.
See, I'm trying to give him the benefit of doubt he does have a penis, so I don't have to say that Talbot is just a mentally ill retard.
Yeah. Well, okay, and then that kind of brings it up to where we kind of wrapped on the whole thing is like the other thing that stood out to me about this video is like if this is their lead plaintiff, like if they were bringing these dudes to court, it's really easy to dismiss them and say you got a mental illness, you're not right in the head or whatever. But you're bringing Talbot over here, who definitely passes, and you wouldn't know that it was a woman or used to be a woman, like before then. So like, this is a really good case to bring forward because it really forces you have to draw the line of mental illness somewhere. I agree with you. And I said before you joined, you show me one Talbot, I can show you 100 of these people, maybe 1,000. Like the ratio is way fucking off. So you have to be able to draw the line, and it's not just transgender. There's more to it.
I mean, don't ask, don't tell. Terrible policy. I don't really give a fuck if they're gay or not. Like, no trannies, good policy. Like, whether it's you're a mentally ill, retarded, fake tranny who just likes to cross-dress for attention, or you're actually a real transsexual who is looking to change your gender because you feel like you were born in the wrong body, which I can respect in that case.
Right.
Either way, I'm sorry. You know, one of you I respect, one of you I don't. But both of y'all don't have a place in the military. And that is just being honest. This is a fighting force. You guys require daily medical care that is not it's not something that is able out in like combat field operations. And for the mentally ill people, like, you guys are a liability. You're going to get other people killed. I don't want you around troops where, you know, as somebody who trained to be an Army officer, I would have to go and visit your family and explain to them that, yeah, we fucked up, and as a result, your son or daughter died.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that gets heavily imposed upon, especially when you're in officer training, is that everybody who dies, you have to go visit that family and explain to that family why you're there instead of their fucking kid.
Yeah.
And that doesn't, like, that gets pounded into your skull. Even as an NC, like, even when I was enlisted, they still remind you, like, yeah, somebody's gonna have to go tell that family that you killed their fucking kid because you're a fucking retard, private. So, like, no, I don't want these people in the military. I don't want people dying because these guys are either, once again, mentally fucking retarded and should not be in there because you're a liability, or you require daily medical care that is not competently able to be provided out in a combat situation. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, we have hundreds of millions of people in this country. Like, the percentage of them that are transgender is so small that should not affect readiness of the military. And,
right.
You know, sorry guys, there's a million other things you can do. And hey, maybe they should start their own private military company, their own PMC, where they can be like trannies for war or some bullshit, and they can go fight in fucking the Ukraine.
That's not a bad idea.
In Gaza, and go fight in fucking Iran, and go do whatever gay shit they want to do as trannies. Because you can't join the regular military, but guess what? You can always start your own private military company, and you can go do some stupid shit somewhere else where we don't got to deal with your asses.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
I would also agree if they're having to tend to medical like injections and tend to like you said, surgical wounds and shit like that. Yeah, you can't be in the front line, but maybe maybe somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you're in like, and this is what the problem is. They're non-deployable. You can't send them anywhere because they have to stay in, quote unquote, in garrison at all times. They have to stay on base. They can't go out in the field where they're in like a.
They can't be in a combat zone, but they can be in a support role.
And that's basically what it was. But like,
yeah,
there's two jobs in the military, guys. There is the infantry, and then there's infantry support. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, what about diabetics? That's true. Yeah.
Diabetics, they have to do daily medical treatments to make sure that they don't pass out on field.
Yes, and that's why they don't get to stay in the Army either. They get chaptered out. If you have ADHD and you got to take fucking like Ritalin, nope, you're out. You had, like, literally, when I went into the Army, I went and I fucking did the piss test, and I had high glucose levels because I drank a bunch of fucking energy drinks before I went to Fort Dix. Guess what? They made me get fucking a blood test. Yes, Fort Dix. That was the military.
Yeah.
You know,
it was just funny given the context. You know.
It is. Fort Dix, McGuire.
Maybe that's where they should send the female to male.
Yeah, you know, the trannies can go be a Fort Dix because they like dicks. But yeah, like I went there, I had elevated, and literally I remember my fucking recruiter coming to me and going, yeah, we have to take you for a blood test because you had elevated glucose levels. So they want to make sure you're not a diabetic because if you are, you can't join the Army.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then in that case, they're applying this rule across the board.
Yes, this is a fair rule. You have, like, it used to be if you had flat feet, you couldn't get in the Army up until fucking like 2004. Like, fuck, guys, like, come on. Like, there used to be so heavily regulated. You fucking had a crooked eyeball, you couldn't get in the military. Your fucking nose got broke when you were 12 at football in the backyard. Nope, no Army for you. Like, you had a concussion when you were 16 playing fucking, like, soccer. Nope.
But they still let you in with a septum piercing. This country has fallen.
No, I got the septum piercing after I got out the Army.
Yeah.
Like,
all good.
Once again, this nose ring comes out, guys. I hate to inform everybody.
All right. Do you want me to still play this?
Yeah. This is a good time for it. So this is, you know how they get mad if you misgender them?
Yeah.
This is just a regular guy getting misgendered.
A regular guy?
Me, ma'am?
Yeah.
I'm not a man.
Huh?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I'm not a fucking ma'am.
I thought...
Kind of looks like a ma'am.
Richard could be a ma'am.
I don't think so, ma'am.
Me, ma'am?
I'm not a ma'am.
Hang on. I want to see this again.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I'm fucking ma'am.
Kind of looks.
Richard could be a ma'am.
I don't think so, ma'am.
Richard is Dick, by the way.
Yeah.
less ma'am name of all.
Can we?
Looks like a lady.
Is that a Walmart?
That's a Walmart
It looks like
with
it, yeah.
guns.
Yeah, that was.
Where's there a Walmart with guns? That's I fuck all this ma'am shit. Where the fuck is there a Walmart with guns still?
I
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's an old video, but it says 2024.
No, I was gonna say fuck all this Richard Dick nonsense. I don't give a fuck about that. Bitch, where is there a Walmart with guns? I live in Arizona, fucking no guns. Florida, Walmart. You think
No
the
guns.
gunshine state? No guns. No, I have not been to a Walmart since I was fucking like 12 years old with guns in there.
Didn't they like self-remove the guns?
Yes, that's why I want to know where they got them, because I want to go to that Walmart.
Not this Walmart. This Walmart said we're taking a stand. Richard's taking a stand, dude.
Hell no. Yeah, the only I just typed that like gun Walmart, and the only stuff I'm seeing are like pellet guns and daisy guns. So I'm pretty sure that they removed them themselves.
I thought so too. Those look
Yeah.
like real guns. Those look like hunting
Yeah,
rifles.
no. Those definitely look like real guns.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The daisies are on the shelf. You can just go buy those. That's fine.
Yeah.
Those are over here behind Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone needs to tell Richard he does need to, 1, get a different haircut, 2, different glasses,
That's a
maybe
wig.
contacts. Yeah, take the wig off, go bald, then you won't
3,
get
he needs
mistaken.
to lose some weight. So we
Lose
can
some
tell-
weight.
Get them
Exactly.
titties
man
out.
titties give him
Yeah.
man titties
Man
make it
titties.
tough. I'm sorry.
Those
Yeah,
man
that-
titties are
And
big.
that voice, bro.
Mhm.
Yo, real quick,
Man.
play that back one more time.
The voice, yeah, you got to do something about the
One more
voice.
time,
Not a
Timmons.
fucking ma'am.
Look at the other dude. Look at the other dude.
It's like, excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Did I?
I'm not a fucking ma'am.
Just can
Yeah.
we pause right there. I want
Definitely.
you to look deeply into Richard's eyes and tell me how that is not related to Walden titties.
Okay. Why do you got to do this to me?
I need to know how, like,
Every time I
it
forget about
sounds
this
like fucking
person.
John Waldenberger. why does Richard and Waldenberger like the same person?
Oh, here we go. Let me pull this. They sell shotguns and hunting rifles. No mill types at all. Nothing with a pistol grip.
Okay.
Okay.
Can
So
I
like
add
he's
this
saying,
rip on later?
you can do whatever you want. It's America. Just don't saw it in half.
Yeah, I gotta just measure the barrel before you get too comfy.
You turn it into a bong, it's illegal though. Can't turn it into a bong.
Come on.
That's crazy, right?
Can't smoke weed out of it. Don't smoke weed out of it.
I can't smoke weed with Rich out of it.
Oh, that's what years of smoking does to you and low testosterone. True. Yeah. Look out. All right. Well, I think we're done beating up the trannies for the night. Maybe we'll come back.
Oh, that was just a regular guy.
Yeah. Well, speaking of self-removal, there's my transition. Let's talk about self-deportations and how Trump's going to pay them.
What we thought we'd do is a self-deport, where we're going to pay each one a certain amount of money, and we're going to get them a beautiful flight back to where they came from, and they have a period of time. And if they make it, we're going to work with them so that maybe someday, with a little work, they can come back in if they're good people, if they're the kind of people that we want in our company, industrious people that could love our country. And if they're not, they won't. But it will give them a
If
path
they're not, we
to
won't.
becoming, to coming back into the country. If they miss that limit, they're going to be taken out of our country, and they will never get a path to come back in. And it'll be a much tougher process. And it's called self-deportation. And by doing that, you're talking about so many millions of people.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead.
I hear you, but where's the part where he explains how we're gonna pay for this?
Oh, well, yeah, it's more economically feasible. Yeah, that's basically the argument.
Then what exactly? More economically feasible than what?
Because the argument is, and it's very simple when you hear it. You pay them $1,000, pay them a flight, they're out. That costs you what? $2,000, $1,500, $2,000 with flight included, right? Somewhere around that range.
Sure.
Versus paying a whole team of ICE agents to hunt you down, track where you live, come to your house, and then arrest you, and then bring you into a facility where they have to hold you and then fly you out. So that's the idea, is that you're going to save a bunch of money by having them self-deport by offering them $1,000.
So all of these ICE officers just all of a sudden stop existing, or we're going to stop paying them? That's an interesting.
No. Well, I mean, that would be the ideal situation. But what he's saying there is like, we're offering you this like one-time opportunity, give you $1,000 to get the fuck out, or we're coming after you. And then the carrot is if you do this, we'll offer you a pathway to citizenship. If you don't do this, you're never allowed back.
Okay. So when's the deadline?
He said like 30 days or something. Yeah.
30 days from what? Today? Next week? Next
Listen,
month?
I got more
yesterday?
reports.
These guys
More
are
reports?
making a lot more dollars than $1,000 working under the table. So you're gonna have a hard time kicking them out for $1,000.
Yeah, but I don't know. If you pay them $1,000 and you offer them a pathway to citizenship, versus they'll come hunt you down at your Taco Bell and send your ass home and never let you back. That's I don't know. That seems like a pretty good incentive. Whatever.
Bitch,
You know,
I wish they worked at Taco Bell.
Lawns. They're
At the Home Depot, you know,
If
they'll
they
come
worked
to
at
your
Taco Bell, we'd have some legit ass Taco Bells. That's where we should put them.
Yo, I just
that'd be a good policy.
Yeah, no, I need to ban all the Taco Bells in Arizona. I don't know why everybody is getting Taco Bell when you live right next to Mexico like we do.
Yeah, there's no reason for that behavior, honestly. No, I mean,
Go to
here
your
I
local
think
taqueria.
like what about the Indians, dude? The Indians, they'll just scam us. They'll hop across the border and be like, "Give me my $1,000. Come back under a different name. Give me $1,000. I'll go back." Boom, boom. Just keep scamming you,
There's
scamming
like
you, scamming you.
1.6 billion of them motherfuckers. It's going to take a lot to figure out.
Yeah,
whether
that's
it's-
true. Like, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Is like, it's so easy to cross the border, or at least it used to be. Like, take your $1,000, go across, and then what?
Come back
Like-
with a new name, bitch. I got new documents. I got new shit. Get $1,000 more bucks. Do it 30 times in 30 days. That's $30,000.
Good luck. Yeah. So yeah, here is the other thing. This one's got Rob. I finally found a reason to bring Big Sexy back on the show.
Oh yeah,
I got it going on. But anyway, so this is the report from ABC here. Let me pull this up. U.S. offers migrants free airline tickets and a $1,000 stipend if they self-deport. Trump administration announced on Monday that it will offer free airline tickets and a $1,000 incentive to some authorized immigrants if they sign up for self-deportation and return to their home countries voluntarily. Department of Homeland Security said that it has helped some migrants obtain plane tickets so they can return to their native countries in the next 2 weeks. Eligible immigrants will receive both travel assistance and the $1,000 stipend, which DHS officials said will be paid after the government confirms that the individual has left the country. So that could be like another angle to this. It's like maybe they tell them like, listen, we'll pay you once you get to Mexico. And they ship them to Mexico and they're like, sorry, we can't get in contact with you. We're not sure that this is actually you. And then they don't fucking pay them. That could be another a scam going on, but who knows?
Javier, you made it. That's good. I can't. You're breaking up, Javier. You just.
Yeah, I'm going through a tunnel. It's the Lincoln Tunnel. You may have heard of it.
I'm heading to the basement of the White House. Sorry, we'll have to pay you later.
There's a situation. I can't bring my phone with me. Yeah, I don't know. Its announcement on Monday, the Trump administration portrayed the self-deportation as a dignified way to leave the U.S. Self-deportation also helps the government conserve resources and money. As currently staffed and resourced, ICE does not have the personnel, detention space, and assets to find, arrest, and detain and deport millions of Americans estimated to be in the country. So yeah, like that, like I said, that's their argument. That's how they're going to justify this, is it's going to save a bunch of money that they would have to spend to hunt them down otherwise.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure some people will, like if they feel like the trail's getting hot on them, they'll take this opportunity to, get out of here. So we'll see. But I don't like it. I don't like spending taxpayer money all at once on like trying to ship these people back. I don't know.
Right.
So you know what who this is gonna work on exactly? Is the actual good people
Right.
that
Who want to follow?
that want to follow the rules, that came here because they were seeking a better life, and these are the people that are not the rapists, or not the thugs, or not the murderers, or the human traffickers. These are some of them are good people that Trump was talking about. They're going to take the $1,000. They're going to go back to their country because they're going to be like, oh, Donald Trump's going to pay me to go home. And then I just got to do the little thing that he told us, because they don't ever explain that shit to them. They're just like, oh, yeah, it's real simple.
Yeah.
And then they do.
Yeah, before you get too deep into it, I want to show Big Sexy here. So, longtime viewers of the show will remember Camila Montoya Galvez. He is our immigration reporter, Big Sexy.
Big Sexy.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yesterday that it will give unauthorized immigrants a $1,000 stipend plus travel costs if they voluntarily return to their home countries. To break this all down, we're joined by CBS immigration and politics reporter.
There he is.
It's good to see you, my friend.
Good morning.
So how does this $1,000
shine on that
system work,
motherfucker's
and where does the
head.
money come from?
Well, the Trump administration is instructing migrants who may be eligible for the self-deportation campaign.
His head's way shinier than it used to be.
CBP home
He's got good lighting, bro.
that they intend to go back to their home country.
What's up?
No, I need either to bring it
You
back.
said pause.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need this man just.
That's Big Sexy right there. You like them lips? He pushes them out when he talks.
Bro, what is going on with this man's head right now?
That's like
looks
a perfectly round head. It's crazy.
Bro, it looks like somebody shined up his dome right along his hairline and nothing else. Like, how is his fucking head this fucking shiny right now, bro? I can't deal with this shit. What the?
I feel like he had more hair.
Bro, why is his head is tall, bro? Like, look at how high the top of his head is over his ears. That's not normal. That nigga is like a swamp creature or a lizard person or an alien. That nigga ain't human. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying that, ABC has a type. They like the tall, skinny, bald.
High yellow niggas? Yeah, I see light-skinned ass losers.
Yeah, here we go.
Is instructing migrants who may be eligible for the self-deportation campaign to use the smartphone app known as CBP Home.
Damn, those lips get in the way, don't it?
They do, man.
Bro.
Big Sexy.
Big Sexy, Big Shiny over here, boy. I'm about to fucking chrome that
and
nigga
if the
up.
U.S.
What you looking
confirms
at
that they
there?
actually self-deported, they could also
hitch my
receive
shirt on your
$1,000.
head there, boy.
It is essentially a
Tell you
self-deportation bonus that these migrants would get. We're still investigating where this money is actually coming from and whether
Looking like a
Congress
toe
has
hitch.
authorized it. But what the Trump administration is arguing, guys, is that
why
this
he
is
got the
cheaper than
shiny tip?
forcibly
Hey.
deporting somebody because the government is
Why you looking
saying
like
that on
the?
average,
Why you
it
looking
costs
like a
about $17,000
banister?
to locate, arrest, detain, and
My man
deport
looking like-
somebody who is here illegally. And this is also a
I can't
recognition
even
that
say
ICE
it.
does not have the
It's
manpower
terrible.
or the
It's horrible.
resources
I don't know.
to
Somebody fire
locate,
that man's
arrest,
barber.
and
That's all I'm
deport
saying.
everyone
Fire
who is
that
here
man's
illegally.
And they have a target.
Looking like a metal fence post.
What now? I was trying to
Bro, none of us heard anything any of these people say. We're
yeah,
caught up
'cause
on
y'all-
making fun of this man's head and lips.
Yeah, that's why we call him Big Sexy, man.
has been making this promise that if you self-deport, you could potentially come back. How realistic is that?
Despite that promise, that option may not be
probably
available.
Oh, wait. He's saying he's catfishing him. Hold up, listen.
Despite that promise, that option may not be available to most migrants. So initially, we know that if you are here illegally for at least 1 year, you are banned from re-entering the country for at least 10 years. Many of these immigrants will face that multi-year ban from re-entering the country. Also, the immigrant visa process is usually long, complicated, and expensive. And if you don't have a relative here or an employer who can sponsor you, it's going to be really difficult to come here legally.
So yeah.
Man, he looks like you're about to take him out of the golf bag and use him on the tee box, bro. He's looking like a driver.
I had to go look up Big Sexy and get his take on it. So that was it.
Oh, that's good. Way to
Yeah,
bring him back.
it's been a while since we had him on. But yeah, that's the $1,000 program there. A lot of stuff happening with immigration. But I don't know, where are you guys at on the $1,000 to self-deport? Good, bad?
If he's saying it's not going to apply to most, I mean, most illegals I've ever ran into in my life, they have
Here
been
more than a year. Yeah.
here for like 20 years. You know, something crazy. They've been working their ass off, keeping their heads down, starting families, shit like that. So sucks, but you know, I would say like in the last like 3 or 4 years, if they for this policy, if you give them that grace, then yeah, sure. But if it's not gonna matter to these people who've been here decades.
Listen, all the women in our chat fucking blowing up Big Sexy, looking like a rain catcher. You see the line where his hair stops and the paint starts so bad. All these women fucking hating on Big Sexy. Listen,
Yeah, it's definitely like he's definitely got it like look like sprayed on or something. There's like the tattoo or something there. Yeah,
too much
like-
money. Okay, like
Mm.
I don't the fiscal part of it. Like if you're going to spend the money to deport anyway, why not offer the $1,000 to have them self-deport? It's going to be way cheaper than employing all that staff and everybody to set up the raid and then go catch him and then hold him in a facility while they verify who he is and then ship him out and do all that stuff. The $1,000 seems way more feasible.
Yeah, we just got to see the numbers and see how many people actually did it. You know, because that's what I'm curious on. This dude's looking like Pinhead Larry over here on top of me. That's crazy.
This was the same math I did. So for $1 million, it would be $1 billion payout, but $1 billion in America's economy today ain't shit. We give $1 billion to anybody.
Yeah.
Plus all the
Literally, that's like the minimum now. Yo, you need
Yeah.
you need foreign aid? Cool, $1 billion minimum. What do you need?
Right.
Yeah. And call it $2 billion for like the plane tickets or whatever, because you know
Sure.
that might be like $1,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think you're gonna get $1 million. I don't think you're gonna get 500,000 people voluntarily I don't think you're gonna get 200,000.
Are we doing the over/under on this?
I would like to. I would like to follow up on
I'd
this.
love
Yeah.
to if you think we're gonna get a final number one day, sometime in the future.
Well, it's 30
Well, I
days.
mean-
It's 30 days, right? So
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I will absolutely take the under on $1 million. That ain't even coming.
Oh
close.
yeah.
Under.
No, we got to go further down than that. Half
Okay.
a million.
I'm still taking the under. That's an easy
Okay.
under.
$250,000.
I'm still taking the under. That sounds like
You're still taking the under on a quarter?
Still
All right.
quarter
All right.
million,
We'll go
I'm still taking the
100,000. I'm not going any lower than 100,000 people.
Fuck.
I'm trying to draw the line, dude. That's the point.
Me and Rob gambling addictions are coming out like.
I know.
That's a hell of a gamble right there.
Oh,
I
that's a
can
good
win
spot.
big. I can lose too. Fuck.
All right.
Yeah.
What are we putting on it? What are we doing?
I don't fucking know, bro. Something
You
at
gotta get Mitch
LPF.
in
I
this
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen,
I got 3 figs.
They're
I got
not gonna
3
make
figs
it, dude.
They're not gonna make it, bro. Stop.
I'm gonna freeze them. tonight.
You should have freezed them last week.
Yeah, but they're still fine. They're still kind of soaked in alcohol, so they're fine. I'll freeze them this week.
Oh Jesus! I'm
And
not
then I'll
doing
cover
the
them in
thing.
chocolate.
All right, over under 100,000.
Under.
Under?
I'm
You
gonna take
think
the
under?
over. I'll take the
Okay.
over. It's not gonna be much over, but I'm taking the over because it's gonna be a little over.
Yeah, I'm betting on the we can get back in argument. I'm gonna go with the over 100.
I'm going with over 100,000. It's gonna be like 105,000. It's gonna be something stupid low number that just barely makes it. I'm not
Damn
gonna
it.
act like I got some kind of like.
No,
We convinced him. We convinced him. We have to
wait,
go back
'cause-
up again.
Yeah.
Don't
Wait,
let him
no.
back up. Don't let him turn around. He
No.
made his bet.
Shut up. Because you're right. Because they are going to just say we can come back in and like 4
All right, so
years.
are we
with
back up at a
Democrats on-
$250,000?
No, not. I don't think a quarter is gonna do it. I'll say 117,000.
Oddly specific. Okay.
Yeah,
Because
right? Like,
I'll,
fuck you,
I'll,
nigga.
that's
Like, I
my
wanna
number. That's my number.
That's what it's gonna end
117,000.
up being too, and I'm gonna be real angry on a future episode, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be exactly 117,000. I'm gonna be like, fuck
Well-
you, Rob. I
Well,
told you.
let's be clear. If we're drawing the line at 117,000 and it's 116,999, Rob wins.
Price is right.
No.
You went over. No.
No.
We're
We're
doing
not
the
doing that
Price is
bullshit.
Right
It's
style.
who. No, we're not.
Closest
It's whoever's
to without
closer.
going over.
It's whoever's closest. Without going over doesn't even make sense in this situation.
No, I'm saying over under. You draw a line, you pick over
No,
under.
no,
The,
no, I
the
don't-
number itself won't be hit.
No, I want whoever's closest. We can do an over under 100,000, and I'll say over. But I want to do whoever's closest.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
Price is
want
Right.
to do a Price is Right style.
Okay. All right.
Whoever's
I
closest
got you.
without going over.
No, not
yeah.
the whoever. It's whoever's closer. If it's
All right, so
if
throw
it's
out a number.
16,999, then I win at
No,
17.
what? You scared,
117.
Rob? You scared you ain't gonna win because you're gonna be wrong by a little bit, like over?
No, because if I'm closer to you, if I'm closer to the number, then I
yeah,
win.
and you're gonna be mad because you're gonna be over by a little bit. You're like, ah!
I'm going
Whoever's
169, 420. That's where I'm at.
The least serious of
Damn it!
them all.
You activated the COVID.
169, 420. That's where I'm at. Where are you guys at?
I'm going 107. Just flat 107.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get Mitch's later too. Any other people in the chat? What do y'all think? Over
Where are you
under?
at, Rob? Fuck them.
Let's go, you fucking faggot.
I said 117,000.
Oh, okay. That's where you. Okay,
yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, what are you fucking talking about?
I apologize for yelling. That's
Hi, motherfuckers.
That's all right. Brandy going about tree fitty. Going about tree fitty.
Going about tree fitty. That's goddamn Loch Ness monster. That's what about the time I realized that wasn't Brandy Crosby. That was about a 36-story tall dinosaur from the Cretaceous period. Goddamn Loch Ness monster here got me for about 350. That's fucked up out here. I ain't got no 350 for you, Loch Ness monster. You go away, y'all get out of here with that shit.
Fuck this shit right here. The belt is mine, and I'm getting it at LPF, and then we'll talk about how it's going up for debate. No. Belt
We talked to Mitch, and he just can't afford the shipping cost of a plastic belt.
Laura going straight. Laura going straight 69K.
69K.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laura gonna be the one that's right. We're all gonna look stupid.
All right, so I'm putting Barfo down as 100,001. Anything over 100,000.
100,001 exactly.
That's where I'm putting it.
Not 100,100.
You can't just say over this number. Over 2. There's gonna be more than 2 people. I win. You can't do that. I get what y'all are saying. Yeah.
If it's under 100,000, the immigrant community has collectively said, no.
Apparently,
No,
we're
no.
in augmented reality. So I want a screenshot of Rob in the toilet. That's what I want.
Yee.
Someone's watching us in VR. That's
no AR, augmented reality.
Oh, augmented, but
Yeah.
don't they have to have the?
They got the gay glasses on.
Yeah,
the
they
gay
got
glasses.
Yeah.
Does it come back? Did my thing come back? No, I
If,
gotta
can I
fix
reach?
This.
Can I reach
I
into?
gotta fix this shit.
They go on full Polly Shore. Okay.
Reaching into your wiener.
Is natural pussy better, Rob, or is man-made pussy better?
Man-made. Next question.
That was a good impression.
That's what he sounded like.
That's a members only segment. If you're not a member, become one today. You will get
You
the
gotta
reference.
become a member if you want to see the members only shit.
Yeah, that's that crazy shit. Let me see here. Okay, so next phase of immigration. So we're gonna give you $1,000, or we're gonna deport your ass to fucking Alcatraz.
No, wait. What if he? What if?
Yeah, let's go with
What?
that last
What if he's
What?
like? What if he's like? Next time it'll be $1 million.
Well, okay, hang on. Since you brought it up, there is a serious concern that I have, and I think he brings it up later. Is like they might the number might go up. It might not just be $1,000. Maybe they offer him $10,000 because the plan doesn't work. So we'll see. And if that does, that changes the math, and we'll have to revisit. But you'll see it later. Anyway, here's Trump saying, "Take the money or go to jail."
Decide to reopen Alcatraz. Can you walk us through that decision?
Did I say what?
To reopen Alcatraz, how will you use it? How did you come up with the idea?
Well, I guess I was supposed to be a movie maker. We started with the movie making, and we'll
This motherfucker.
end. I mean, it represents something very strong, very powerful in terms of law and order. Our country needs law and order. Alcatraz is, I would say, the ultimate, right? Alcatraz, Sing Sing and Alcatraz, the movies. But it's right now a museum, believe it or not. A lot of people go there.
Not a serious
It
president.
housed the most violent criminals in the
I gotta
world.
ask you a question, Tim.
And nobody ever escaped. One person almost got there, but they, as you know the story, they found his clothing rather badly ripped up. And it was.
He's doing the
a lot of
weave
sharp
right now.
bites,
He's got a
lot of-
point.
A lot of problems. Nobody's ever escaped from Alcatraz, and just represented something strong having to do with law and order. We need law and order in this country. And so we're going to look at it. Some of the people up here are going to be working very hard on that. And we had a little conversation. I think it's going to be very interesting. We'll see if we can bring it back in large form, add a lot. But I think it represents something. Right now it's a big hulk that's sitting there rusting and rotting. You look at it, it's sort of you saw that picture that was put out. It's sort of amazing. But it sort of represents something that's both horrible and beautiful and strong and miserable, weak. It's got a lot of qualities that are.
All right. What?
Okay, Tim, I have
Yeah.
to ask you this question because you're
Sure,
the
go
other
ahead.
parent on this show outside of myself.
Okay.
But when I listen to Donald Trump talk,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a child about the same age as
Oh,
my
yeah.
oldest here,
Yeah. Well, I
Does
think
it
I
not
think he's bigger, but yeah, go ahead.
little maybe.
Yeah.
Bigger is she
You know
might
what
be
I mean?
older,
He's
but
older. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say my kid is huge.
Yeah.
When your kids talk, like my
Mhm.
kids talk to me, does it not sound very similar the way Donald Trump talks to the media?
Oh yeah, it definitely goes off rambling into nowhere and doesn't really get to the fucking point.
It's so great. Like, Dad, let me
Yeah.
tell you about the Alcatraz. Hey, Alcatraz, it's big and it's scary and it's sad and it's rusting, but it's strong and it's
And no one's ever escaped, ever.
Except for the guy in the
Ooh,
movie.
They found the clothing on a rock all torn up, Dad.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I feel-
definitely.
Donald Trump talking is like listen to my 7-year-old talk to me. Like it's like I laugh every time I hear Donald Trump because I'm just like, all right, bud, like go on, like I'm so proud of you, good job, I'm so excited here. Yeah, we're gonna reopen Alcatraz. Yeah, you do that there, big boy.
He pisses me off because he can make his point in 30 seconds, but he takes 2 minutes. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I think we're thinking too small here. Like someone in the chat said, like Alcatraz only holds like 200 people or something.
Right,
Like,
right.
It's pretty small. He's trying to
Australia.
do this. Yeah, he's trying to do this because of like nostalgia or shit like that.
think so?
Yeah, we need to be more creative thinking. We need to build a mega Alcatraz in Lake Michigan. Like build a bigger one. It's
over.
way colder. It'd be way worse of an Alcatraz.
He did say
I want to actually propose an Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a substitute motion here. I'd like to substitute reopening Alcatraz and instead turn El Salvador into a penal colony for the United States. We're going to conquer El Salvador. Buckley, you're fucked. We're taking you over. The CIA's coming for your ass, but either you're going to play ball or you're going to be in the fucking ground, and we're going to make your fucking country into a penal colony. Guess what?
Yeah.
El Salvador, you're going to be the Australia of a fucking America. We're going to send the worst fucking people we got in this country to you, nigga.
Yeah. Well, that's what Australia was, right?
Good ones. Yeah, that's what Australia was. Yeah.
Australia was. It was like the dumping ground for the world's criminals.
And then they sent theirs to Georgia, right? Like that's how Georgia was kind of made.
Georgia, United States.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. It was the same deal. They were prisoners.
People who made Georgia worse came to this country through other means. I'm not going to get into that here, but
No, I'm pretty sure that Georgia is founded on
a
like
lot of those people
prisoners.
that made Georgia bad, or were considered 3/5 of a person once upon a time.
I know where you were going. You didn't have to go that far.
Obviously, you got some of them, but I think they were also prisoners as well, like white prisoners.
Wait, are you being serious right now? Australia used to send their prisoners to Georgia, United States?
Maybe not Australia, but prisoners, like in general, prisoners.
Yeah, it was just a dumping ground for the U.S. It was like,
Yeah.
we're just going to send them there. What a weird spot. Why not send them to like Hawaii or Alaska? Like some
Because
disconnected
that
state.
was before we knew Hawaii and Alaska were a thing, Timothy.
Because it's hot as hell.
Just put them on a boat and say bye.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
I mean, can we sink the boat?
I'll look it up.
I didn't say you couldn't.
We could say goodbye. Goodbye could mean the boat sinks. It's
Yeah.
true. You're not lying. I respect it.
All right, so that was Trump giving the press conference. Pam Bondi gave her own interview, about the whole thing. So here's that.
Okay, so I might be wrong. I might
What?
be
Go
wrong
ahead.
on the Georgia thing. So it wasn't a prison colony, but it was intended to provide a second chance to England's worthy poor. So it was like a poor
Yeah.
people's second chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go claim these hills. Make something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Certain judges don't want to let you deport them back to El Salvador or wherever.
That's what you said, right? You want to conquer El Salvador? Well, you're not allowed. Okay, says judge.
Man, I don't give a fuck what Judge Knapp says. If I take that country over, it's my country now. Fuck you.
That's Cudlow. It ain't fucking Knapp. Don't disrespect my man's like that.
Deport him back to
That's what I'm saying. I don't care if Judge Knapp tells me that. I'm doing it anyway.
President suggested over the weekend maybe rebuild and reopen Alcatraz, put him there in the middle of the Pacific Ocean someplace.
I'm all for that. All for that. And I think it will be a cost savings. We'll have specially trained guards. They'll be in isolation. They won't be able to run their businesses. And it sends a very strong message that if you do this, you are going to be out of our society forever. Had these guys been housed at Alcatraz, this would have never, ever happened. They're drug dealers, they're the worst of the worst, and they're killers.
There you go. Pam Bondi. What's up?
If they're that serious, why are these like people not being sent to like the Supermax in Colorado? If these are the worst of the worst and you don't really want them to, send them to Supermax. Same place we sent the shoe bomber, fucking, fucking what's his face, fucking Unabomber.
We don't have the resources. We just gotta deport them.
Bullshit. We have the Federal Reserve. We can print more dollars. They can always find more fucking resources. That's a lie and a half. Look at that blonde fucking stupid bitch. Stupid bum bimbo. You don't know shit. Shut the fuck up. Like, we can print more money. It's the federal government. They can literally do whatever the fuck they want. We run the world. What is everybody else going to do? Fuck us over? Cool. We'll conquer your country. We have the world's biggest military and more nukes than anybody else. Oh, Russia's going to stop us? Nah, not really. Putin will fucking cut the world in half with us and say, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, he don't care. Yeah.
Like, why are we doing all this? This bitch is stupid. Fuck Alcatraz. Send them to Supermax. Make 12 more Supermaxes. Y'all are just scared. Y'all don't want to do this shit. Pussies.
Rob, you want to reopen Alcatraz?
Yeah, I think it's great. yeah, we should reopen Alcatraz, and I think I got something with Megatraz, Mishatraz in the
Mishatraz,
the Great Lakes, dude. I think because like I'm seeing Alcatraz, it's pretty close to the fucking like coast. I mean, it'd be a tough swim, but like, why not make it bigger and farther away?
Why not put it on one of the Aleutian Islands in Alaska? Now, not only is it fucking away, but it's cold.
Well, it's cold in Lake Michigan too, but it's even colder up there. Yeah. Put it in a bay up in Alaska.
Give them all to Leighton. He'll take care of them.
Send the prisoners to Layton. Send them to Alaska. That'll make the Alaskans happy.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I think the best thing would be to have Mr. Beast do like a Squid Game.
No, we can
like
really have
Beast
the
thing.
test. 100 immigrants versus a gorilla. We will find out.
Oh yeah, all that stuff. All that stuff. And if you get to, if you win, you get to stay.
Yeah, if you the survivors get to stay, and it'll be just like a recurring weekly series: 100 illegal immigrants versus next gorilla. Yeah, that could be a good show.
Aren't gorillas an endangered species?
They are now.
All right, fair enough. I'm in.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to go to this.
It's just gonna be wetbacks versus silverbacks. That's funny.
True. Yeah. Good shit.
Oh shit.
Beaters versus banana peelers for the win.
Monkeys versus monkeys. Oh wait.
No. Doesn't really work that way.
That would be like 100 gorillas versus Haitians only.
No, and it can't be a monkey. It has to be a gorilla.
Oh, all right. Here before I go. Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's our penal colony. I still think
It's
we
all
should take-
starting to make sense.
Yeah. Maybe it is 4D chess. Yeah, I wanted to go back to this though. I have other clips from like Jesse Waters and Jasmine Crockett, but you don't need to know what the hyper sides of both sides said. This is what everybody wants to know. This bitch out here talking about how we're going to reopen Alcatraz. Bitch, you said the Epstein files were on your desk and they were ready to release.
And
Where
they
the
did.
fuck? No, they didn't.
They did. You didn't see all them social media influencers with their bushels of binders? Like their
I saw
Mitt
that gay
Romney
shit.
with the bitches?
Yeah, I saw that gay shit. That wasn't what happened. Here, this is I want to play this because this is what I've been saying all along, and here it is.
So you believe it is your contention in closing here that the government doesn't have any files, and that this has been a shell game that was potentially played against the Trump administration, and that they had the right motivations, but that everything has been either shredded, deleted, gone forever.
I don't know. I think the government had information. I don't know if it still exists.
We have the photos, Mr. Chairman. We have the FBI photos of his apartment. We have photos of boxes that are marked evidence, not by the FBI, but by Epstein. Boxes of hard drives and tapes and CDs. I mean, they're all available. You can see them. They've been published a million times. They're the government's photographs.
And they always use the excuse, well, there's an ongoing investigation. Yeah. And they're still using that now. But it's been a long time, and they've had plenty of time. And people keep disappearing that were key witnesses in this case. So the time to release that information is now. The president has ordered it. The attorney general has ordered it. Either they're disobeying the president and the attorney general, or the evidence is no longer in existence. There's no in between. There's either or.
You're exactly right. People are disappearing. One final thought on this. Matt Gaetz, I know he's a dear friend of yours, was on the program, made a lot of news saying that he thought he knows that the American government allowed a foreign government into the federal prison system to get rid of Epstein and turned off the cameras and the lights. Have you
Could
heard
be.
I
don't know, but I would say, Matt, if he said it, he has a good source.
Yeah, so anyway, this is what I was saying from the beginning about all this stuff. Like the JFK stuff is when I first said it. Because you were saying like, oh, well, they're going to release all the files or whatever. If these people are so fucking dumb to put their crimes down in writing, first of all, they've had plenty of time to get rid of said evidence. And I think that's kind of what we're experiencing with the Epstein stuff. I'm not saying that, Benny here gives him the benefit of the doubt and says, the Trump administration had the right idea in mind and they really wanted to do it. I think they just bold-faced fucking lied and said, we have the files on our desk. Or maybe they didn't fucking lie and they're just trying to protect people that may be on that list, that may be allies or whatever. Point is, evidence destroyed. I don't think it exists anymore. I don't think we're ever going to see it. And it doesn't matter who you elect, because why would you leave the buried body? Why not get rid of the evidence?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there needs to be an investigation into like why this hasn't happened in the first week, because otherwise you're like Elon recovering that 1 terabyte of data that was deleted already, and that was for some smaller shit. That was for like the we played it on the member show, right? Mm-hmm. The organization that was funding the Taliban to the tune of like millions of dollars, billions of dollars.
Right.
They got caught deleting shit. It's like, yeah, everyone's deleting shit. You need to go into these buildings, guns a-blazing, and force them to hand over the shit.
Yeah, I don't think it exists anymore. I think they got rid of the evidence. Why wouldn't you?
Then they need to be in jail.
How do you prove it?
You'd be in jail. Like he's saying. They're like,
Yeah.
And where's that box? Where's that box? Yeah.
Yeah, what happened? It'd be like chain of custody, right? Who fucked up the chain of custody? Yeah. Yeah, but that's where I'm leaning on this whole Epstein shit. And thanks Mario for bringing it up, because that was on my list of shit here. I don't know. I don't give a fuck about Alcatraz. I want to know where the Epstein list is. I want to know who's on the flight logs. That's what I want to know.
I want the FBI turned into a museum, like he said he was going to do.
That's right. A dog museum or whatever. Yeah.
It was supposed to be a museum dedicated to the deep state, but these fucking faggots can't keep it together when they get in the spotlight.
Yeah. Well, and it's like he said, either they're lying or the evidence was destroyed. You got to pick one. But why wouldn't
you
they come
can't-
out and just say it was destroyed?
And you can't err on the side of like maybe they're lying because, well, I'm saying you can't take the chance. You have to go get this shit now. Otherwise, they're gonna delete it and then have it wiped.
All right. The bleach bit.
Like half these people delete it and then they do it wrong and then they're able to
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a lot more stuff. I want to get through this one here. This one's going to be kind of big. Stephen A. Smith, guys, are you excited? Stephen A. Smith's going to be your next president. I watched this this whole little interview he did here with Jake Tapper. I've got some different segments marked out. We are going to watch the whole video starting at 1 minute to 9 minutes. So I know it sounds long, but trust me, if you haven't seen it, this is pretty good. So Jake Tapper's interviewing Stephen A. Smith. Here's first segment.
It's been President Trump's been in office now for more than 100 days. What's been your reaction to his administration so far?
I think it's been a bit haphazard. That's something I've been on the record as saying. Certainly, we understand that waste, fraud, and all of that stuff needs to be addressed, but the manner in which he went about it with Elon Musk gave me cause to pause with Doge, so I certainly wasn't happy about that. The tariff wars, I thought he was going to focus first on lowering taxes. That's what I would have liked to have seen, because that was something that he campaigned on, even though he campaigned on tariffs a lot as well. I certainly expected him to, I would have liked rather to see him focus more on lowering taxes first as opposed to engaging in a tariff war, particularly a tariff war that didn't just include China, but practically everybody else, at least for a short period of time before folks got in his ears and got him to sort of retract a little bit. So I see that. I have no problem with what he's done with the borders. I thought it was absolutely necessary. So I definitely think that that was a plus because I was never a proponent of open borders. But outside of that, I take a wait and see approach because you know, history has taught me that the prism of history is how you determine the success of a president as opposed to looking at things in the moment in real time, because usually that's going to garner extreme reactions one way or the other. And I try not to lean in either direction of the extreme. I'm a centrist and a moderate at heart, and I try to make sure I'm as balanced in my thinking as I possibly can be.
So starting there, his assessment of Trump's first 100 days, pretty in alignment with mine. He starts off saying Doge kind of fucked up. If you'll remember, they promised $2 trillion in the beginning. Immediately after Trump was elected, they started coming out and saying, no, we can't do $2 trillion. It's going to be closer to $1 trillion. And then now we're getting closer to July 4th. Remember, the end date is like 2 months from now. And they haven't even hit $500 billion yet. So they went from lying to backtracking, and now they fucking failed because not only could they not find $1 trillion, they couldn't find $500 billion, and then they went and fucking passed the shit anyway. So completely fucked up on Doge. That whole thing is fucking dead to me. Then the taxes and tariffs. He said he was going to lower income tax. He said he was going to lower tax on tips. He said he was going to get rid of tax on overtime and all this other stuff. He was going to lower the tax burden. The same bullshit Republicans have been pushing forever. Fucking failed on that too. Went ahead and went with the tariffs. Fucked up the market. Fucked up everything. Like now, I'm finally at a point in my life. Josh was saying this the other night. Finally at a point in my life where I can invest, and I have nothing to invest in because you just fucked everything up. And then we go to immigration, the one thing that I halfway agree with him on, and he's doing a somewhat decent job on it. Like, okay, 2 out of 3, you fucking failed. He's not doing great. So I think he bitched out at the end where he said he's in a wait and see mentality. But so far, Stephen A. assessment on Trump administration 100 days in, I think he hit it right on the head. I agree 100%. I don't know where y'all are at. That was an opening.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because like Doge is fine, but like you said, they're not passing this shit in Congress. They're not, you know, that's the ultimate issue is like
they're identifying the fraud and passing it anyway.
And it's not that they can't find it. Yeah. Like you can find $2 trillion worth of fucking fraud and waste in the government. It's cutting it out. Yeah, and they haven't done it.
Yeah.
It's not a fueta. It's not chainsaw.
Right. Josh, where are you at? 100 days.
I mean, like you said, I kind of don't disagree with Stephen A. Smith, and, you know, not for nothing either, because I know, you know, I'll kind of transition into where we're kind of going with this, because I know this is where we're going, but, like,
Well, you saw the
there's-
notes.
I did not. I know I'm
Oh,
coming in
okay.
cold there.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
I'm not retarded. Everybody, there's a lot. I'm not going to say everybody, but there's a lot of people who are kind of looking at Stephen A. Smith right now the way some people in like 2014, 2015 looked at Donald Trump. It's like, you're not supposed to be here, but you're popular. You know how to talk in front of a camera. You understand how to manipulate the media, and you have friends who are big name celebrities and superstars who you can kind of leverage to your advantage. And I would be the first to say that if the Democratic Party does not nominate Stephen A. Smith to be their nominee in 2028,
Yeah,
not
you are
only
skipping
are they
ahead.
retarded,
Yeah.
they're fucking cooked, and they may as well fold as a party. And I'm going to get another beer while you two discuss how retarded that just sounded.
No, it sounds
I think-
fine.
Yeah. And I think that's a fair assessment too. He is kind of like aligning us up. And then going back to like when we played that Tim Walz clip.
Yeah.
Whenever Tim Walz was saying like the Democrats played me so we could get those guys who are into
So
sports.
I could talk to white people who watch sports
Yeah.
and fix their cars.
That's
Fuck
what
you,
he
bitch.
does.
Yeah.
That's what Stephen A. does every day. He's on ESPN.
He's the guy.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Josh was kind of jumping ahead a little bit because like there's 3 more big segments that I broke this out into, but I'm telling you, like the more I listen to him, like maybe it is like what Josh is saying, like maybe he's saying all the right things right now, and then he gets elected and he fucks everything up. Like I think that's what he's alluding to is like Trump knew how to manipulate things and how to say the right things in the beginning, and maybe Stephen A. is doing the same thing on the Democrat side, and so we'll see how that turns out. It's going to be a good show either way. Like, and
no matter who gets in there, dude, it's always gonna be like because Stephen A. would defer to his advisors, and then it just
he
be
talked.
the deep state
Yeah,
again.
I'm glad y'all didn't watch this because he does allude to that too. He talks. I don't want to give away too much before Josh gets back, but he does get into that, like the difference between running for office and actually being in office. Yeah, I don't know. And just to preview it more, just to buy some more time for Josh, but I feel like watching this interview at the end of it, I'm all in for Stephen A. Smith right now. If he keeps, if he keeps this up, all in. And I don't know who else is going to be able to beat him if he really actually fucking tries. I hate listening to Stephen A. Smith yell into the camera. No, fucking right though.
I do too. Normally about
Yeah.
sports, and like I hate his takes often, but like I do like that he's doing this. I don't know. I like it's so absurd to a certain extent. It's like we're gonna have Stephen A. Smith versus whoever it is on the other end. Like if they ran Stephen A. Smith in like The Rock,
Yeah.
come on, like
couldn't ask for a better show. Yeah. Josh stepped away to hang himself. Maybe. Yeah. I've turned Barfo. I went from singing the song of his people to lol what. Yeah. You'll see by the end of this. You'll see. I'm not doing it without Josh though. He gonna keep having problems with Shannon Sharp allegations. What? Wait,
yeah,
what are the
there's
Shannon Sharp?
Shannon was like talking about I'm gonna choke you in public, bitch, and
To
shit
Stephen
like
A?
that. No, to a girl. I don't know what.
Well,
Stephen
who
A. has
cares
to
about
do
that?
with it.
What does he have to do with that? Those are two different blacks. You're getting them mixed up. You can't do that.
No, I mean they're on the same show together on ESPN a lot too. So
Oh, is Shannon Sharp on the same show? I only
don't
knew
know.
him from the Cat Williams interview, and that's it.
yeah. No, Shannon's on
Yeah.
mainstream sports networks too.
Yeah. I don't know. Josh is taking his sweet ass fucking time getting that goddamn beer.
Mario White, what do you think? He's gonna have issues with. He's close with Shannon. Okay, he's just close with him.
Yeah, it just ties to him. I don't think that matters though, because Trump's giving him a whole bunch of praise too. There was like some other clips I was watching today where Trump was saying, Stephen A is a great guy. He knows how to talk in front of the camera. Basically what Josh was saying. He knows how to manipulate media. He's very smart, whatever. So Trump was giving him praise. If you're going to run as a Democrat, that's a really hard angle to swing. Endorsed by Trump.
I want Antonio Brown to be president. Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
President. Come on.
Yeah, cracker of the week on a national level. Let's go.
Yeah, from the White House, dude. I want a Cracker of the Week podcast from the White House. Antonio Brown, president.
Yeah, that's what we all want.
Yeah, That's where we landed.
Antonio Brown, absolutely. Yeah, that would be actually even better, but he's going to run as a Republican.
Antonio ain't running for shit, bro. He's
No, he ain't, but he
Yeah.
should.
I think you've seen him run before. He can run. All right.
Yeah, he can definitely run. He can cut in too. Like, have you ever seen his like 15-yard like?
If he wants to run, he can run.
That nigga can juke. I can say that.
And that's what Stephen A. says. Here, we'll keep going.
If you were to run for president, though, it would be as a Democrat or no?
You know what? I'm an independent. I'm a registered independent. I would lean.
Watch him sound like a
left.
libertarian.
I'm fiscally
Watch.
conservative when it comes to my money.
Uh-huh.
I'm socially liberal. I'm liberal when it comes to social issues, pretty much across the board. I believe.
Sound like Gary Johnson.
So
Yep.
I'm a moderate.
Wait, pause.
Wait, you're fucking up my
You know what your
timeline.
job is here, right? You remember the
Yeah.
LNC ass nigga? What you know what your job is right now, right?
I have to send this clip to the LNC and go, "This is our guy.
This is our man."
Yeah, you got no
Yeah.
better chance than Stephen A. Smith 2028 for the LP. Like, y'all think you even have a fucking snowball's chance in hell of surviving this next
Fiscally
election cycle?
conservative, socially liberal. He hit the line.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said the line, bro.
Yeah.
Bart Simpson ass nigga right there.
And
Yeah.
all we need is for me to email, and then some people to go, "He's not a libertarian," and then I'll be like, "Then he is." And
Of
then-
course.
Hey, and shout out to fucking Ronan here.
Yeah, let's see if Brandy gets one this time. She's pissed she's been left out.
Love it.
Yeah, man.
Get it, Brandy.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I rolled it back because yeah, there's a bunch of segments like this. Look, the more he talks, the more I agree with him. Let's go.
If you were to run for president, though, it would be as a Democrat or no?
You know what? I'm an independent. I'm a registered independent. I would lean. Who leans left? I'm fiscally conservative when it comes to my money. I'm socially liberal. I'm liberal when it comes to social issues, pretty much across the board. I believe in living and let living. So I'm a moderate, and I would say if I had to run, it would be as a Democrat. But I'm not happy with the Democratic Party. So the Democratic Party is presently constructed. It would pretty much need to be purged in order for me to assume that I would want to be associated with them and I would garner their support, because I don't like the way they've gone about doing a lot of things for a very, very long period of time. And I think that I don't view Donald Trump as winning the election. I view the Democrats as losing the election, as absolutely positively blowing it with some of their actions. And that's why I think that, you know, again, if somebody was to associate me with that, the party is presently constructed where it leads so extremely left, or at least it spent the vast majority of time doing that. Oh, that is not something that I would vibe with at all. I would definitely be looking to be a game changer in that regard.
He's about to grab it and go with that. But you know, strong ass criticism against the Democrat Party. Saying,
on
look,
CNN. On
yeah.
CNN.
Where is he wrong? Where's the lie? No lies detected on my end.
But
No.
that's why Stephen A. Smith got $100 million a year contract like deal from ESPN. Like, this is somebody once again, kind of like Donald Trump. He's been in the media for years. He understands how to manipulate and utilize and leverage media attention. He understands that no publicity is bad publicity. He is able to parlay bad publicity into good publicity for himself. And quite frankly, once again, you know, if the Democrats, he doesn't want to be a Democrat, Rob, once again, he said the fucking line, fiscally conservative, socially liberal.
Yep.
That is the LP line for the last almost decade and a half. Like, somebody in the LP who's not mentally retarded and can talk to black people probably should be reaching out to Stephen A. Smith and going, "Hey, Stephen A., guess what? We're kind of fiscally conservative and socially liberal too. Maybe you should look at our platform and what we stand for. And, you know, it's not a high bar to, you know, run for our party there. If you got a lot of money like you do, somebody like you should easily be able to come in and mop up all of these fucking poor, broke, fucking retarded losers who can't even buy a suit that fits them right."
Yeah, and I think Steven on Steven action might be warranted there. I think he'd be the best person to make that pitch.
Steven.
And then, Steven needs to come on this podcast and explain to us why he's not going to make this Smith a president.
Yeah. Yeah, I
we
do
might
wanna
get
pull-
the Smith we needed, but not the one we wanted.
Yeah, the one we deserved. I don't know if we
We
deserve
get the
him.
Smith
Yeah.
we deserve, not the one we
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah, well, he continues on with this line here because Tapper's like, "Oh shit, you said you wanted to purge some people." That kind of throws him for a loop here, so he does make him respond to that. This is pretty good.
What are some of the things that Democrats have been doing that have turned you off and that make you say the party needs to be purged? Who needs to be purged from it? First of all, do you have any?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to do that to a lot of people. But we know who the extreme left is. We know how they go about operating. We know what we lean towards when it came to open borders. We know that the spending was excessive, even though it's excessive on the Republican side as well. I think a $37 trillion budget. When Republicans try to act like it's just the Democrats, that's not true. But the Democrats certainly shouldn't be absolved from blame in that regard. Certainly with identity politics, woke culture, cancel culture, I thought that was something that ravaged our nation psychologically, because you had people literally scared they were going to lose their jobs if they pronounced the wrong pronoun, for crying out loud. It got that bad, and I think that's one of the reasons that Donald Trump is in office today, because so much stuff, a lot is focused on the individual as opposed to actual policies itself. I'm talking about what they preached and what they talked to the American people about, more so than what they're doing. The kind of messages that they were disseminating was incredibly uncomfortable to listen to and to hear, and I thought that it wasn't emblematic of what most Americans are thinking about. They're trying to pay their mortgages, rent, buy food and groceries, pay gas, and deal with the prices, the cost of living. And they want safety in the streets. That's primarily what most American citizens are about, trying to live in peace and harmony. And that's not something that I think either side has promoted along the way. And that's why I think the state of the nation is what it is at this particular moment in time.
I think he hit the nail on the head. All these fucking Democrats coming out here saying why they lost the election is fucking racism. It's because they're not ready for a woman president. All this fucking bullshit. Stephen A. hit it right on the head. You're fucking coming out here trying to cancel and fire people for not using the right fucking pronouns. They don't give a shit about that. They care about how they're going to afford groceries. You know, an old term, but a good term, an old term that people used to say that I still like, groceries. You know, people are out there worried about how they're going to afford groceries and how they're going to keep their streets safe and their kids safe in schools. They don't give a fuck about that. But that's what Democrats care about. And that's why they fucking lost. 5-second drink from me and Josh for Ronan. And then Rob can take it away during that time.
Yeah, I mean, he hit the nail on the head with what's wrong with the Democrats, obviously, but he's not going to be able to change that. But the thing is, he will run as a Democrat. That's the only place he's going to run besides the LP. And the LP, if we don't want him, then, our loss.
Yeah, Josh.
I mean, Rob
hit it.
Rob hit it. Yeah, if you don't take him, you're retarded.
Yeah, I don't.
He should run as a Democrat because I know the Democrats definitely want him. But I don't know. Like maybe Stephen A. Smith is kind of because I mean this is the same rhetoric that Trump used in 14 and 15 on oh they're horrible. I would never run as a Republican. They need to have a huge purge of the party. They're not good people. And then he ran and he was just like, we're here to drain the swamp. Yeah. Which is really just code word for we're going to try and get rid of as many neocons as we can out of the Republican Party and make it better again. And then when he lost in 2020, the new vote for vengeance, which was like, hey, we know you hated Joe Biden for 4 years. Vote for me so we can get one over on the Democrats. And oh, by the way, we're still going to fuck over the neocons too.
Yeah. Yeah. And to Rob's point and to yours as well about how he's going to run as a Democrat, I think this next segment, I think this is where he closed it out for me. Up this whole interview, like I was saying, no lies detected. Everything he said is spot on. I think he's got a good read on the pulse and all that kind of stuff. But if you see this last piece by him, this is what kind of sealed the deal for me as far as Stephen A. and why I'm all in.
You last month said that there are clearly other people more qualified to be president than you. So what do you say to somebody out there who's watching, who thinks you have no political experience, no foreign policy experience? You're a gifted TV sports commentator without question, but are you really prepared to be president of the United States? How would you answer that?
I would say they're absolutely right. I'm not prepared. I'm not qualified. I have no political history whatsoever. I've never been interested in politics a day in my life. How did I come to this conclusion where I've left the door open? I'll tell you how. Elected officials have come up to me. Folks in the streets of America come up to me every single day. Not only that, my own pastor, A.R. Bernard from Christian Cultural Center in Brooklyn, New York, said to me, show respect to people who love and support you by leaving the door open, because you never know what God has planned for you or for us as a nation in the years to come. Just leave the door open. So that's what I did. I know that I have a voice, whether it's on ESPN, whether it's with the Stephen A. Smith Show on YouTube, and iHeartRadio, or anything else. I know that when I speak, millions upon millions of people hear me. One would surmise that they listen to some of the things that I say. And then I look at our politics. How worse can it get? Do you realize right now, and I'm saying
Watch this. Watch this.
because I know that you do, Jake, doing what you do.
This is what I was telling you, Rob.
Do you realize that if you are an elected official, your real work is with the campaign? Once you get into office,
Watch Tapper.
literally you can get away. I'm talking about the nation's capital specifically, not state and local politics, just the nation's capital. You realize that you can literally go on Capitol Hill, and all your job is to do is to disagree with the other side. You don't even have to do anything else. Whatever the other side feels, you feel the opposite. That's not work. That's not going across the aisle. That's not maneuvering your way
He don't like that.
through the political terrain.
Look at that nigga
really
just staring into the
Uh-huh.
camera, 1,000-yard stare.
People, all
Then
we're
he hit the
doing
head
is
flip like,
engaging in
nigga, shut the fuck up.
and hate.
Yep.
And as a result, the American
That
citizens
man
are
is doing everything
suffering.
he can
So when I
not
look
to
at it
call
from that
Stephen A.
standpoint,
Yeah.
I think the kind
Hard
of
R
impact
right
that I could
now.
have
Yeah.
as a centrist, as a moderate, as somebody who believes in
He's
being
angry.
sensible
Look
and
at him.
engaging
Look
in
at Jake
common
Tapper
sense.
right now, just pissed off.
Unfortunately,
Just eating
Hold
it.
I
on.
believe that if I did
holding.
take this very, very
Hold on.
seriously and I moved forward and I decided that I wanted to be a politician, do I believe I could win? You're damn right. But it's by default. It's not because I'm the most qualified candidate in the world. It's because of the state of our politics in the nation's capital, the politicians that we're looking at, and the fact that we don't believe for 1 second that they are serving the interests of the American people, nor are they interested in it. People look at me and they know one thing: I would be interested in serving the American people and doing what's in the best interest of this country. That means you, that means me, that means the black community, the Hispanic community, the white community, everybody. Because if all of us are rife with chaos, all that's going to lead to is America's destruction. And why would we want to be a part of that? So again, I'm not qualified. There are plenty of people that are qualified, more qualified to be at, practically everybody. But are you going to win? And are you going to be committed to doing what's in the best interest of America? I know I'm that kind of person. That much I will say for myself. I'm not interested in division. I'm interested in galvanizing. That's what I'm about. That's what I try to be about. And sometimes you do that by calling it like you see it. And that's certainly something that I have proven I would do.
Galvanize.
Listen, man. Listen to that speech. Look, he called Tapper out on his bullshit. And he recognized it, Tapper did, in the moment where he's like, look, all you got, the work, the real work is winning the people over to get them to vote for you. After that, you just got to be against the other side. It don't matter what the fuck you say. You're against those people. They hate those people. They're for you. That's it. That's all it is. Tapper fucking shook his head back like Josh was saying because he fucking called him out on his crap right there. I don't know, man. Look, Stephen A is going to disappoint the shit out of me if he ever does get elected, and I'm going to hate him all the same. But right now, that's the truth. The fact is, Trump didn't win the fucking election. The Democrats put up Kamala Harris, and everybody said, no, not that bitch. They didn't say, yeah, Trump. They said, no, not that bitch.
Oh, so what you're saying is in 2020, everybody voted for not Donald Trump, and in 2024, everybody voted for not Joe Biden.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, no, I am saying that. Hillary Clinton was the worst candidate ever until Kamala Harris, and she was the worst candidate ever.
I still think 2020 was kind of fucky.
Well, I was going 2016, but yeah, 2020. Well, yeah, 2020, I'm with you. It was some shenanigans were happening for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, I don't know, man. We'll have to see where it goes from here. A couple questions I had for you guys. What do you think of the interview overall? I think this was pretty good. I'm on fire for Steven. I hope he wins. Go.
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. He's saying what needs to be said on CNN, which is both sides.
I got the image, bro.
Let's go. Tim already on the bandwagon.
I need it,
dude. I'm there, dude. I'm there.
I need that. My dick is so hard right now.
For America.
America.
Can you full screen that real quick? Full
Oh,
screen
of course.
Put
I
that
can,
on. Put
I
that. Put
can
that
do
on.
whatever, baby. I can do whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that, Stephen A. Smith. Your next black president. Fuck Obama. Stephen
I'm
A.
for
Smith.
it.
When you thought you had a black president, but your black president just got a lot blacker. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, man. I'm for it right now. You know, like I said, he's going to disappoint me later. But yeah, as far as this interview goes, all in for Stephen A.
He needs a good VP. Just get a good VP.
J. Vance.
JD Van. Get Nicole
Yeah.
Shanahan. If
You
we
think
run,
so? I'm not
if
sold
we
on
run
that bitch.
Stephen A. and Nicole Shanahan. in
Do
the
you
LP,
want Nicole Shanahan because she's got good ideas and good policies and whatever, or is she just a rich woman you'd like to fuck?
Well, both. It's
I mean, ¿por qué no los dos, papi?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get to the root of it. You know
Yeah,
what's
like,
going
yeah,
on.
She's a fine ass hoe that I would.
But she is so smart.
She
She
could
is
work
actually
that
smart.
ass for daddy, definitely for sure.
Yes.
But like,
She's so smart. I actually respect her too. Though.
yeah, like she's so like. Like I'm not like I get you're laughing, but like I'm
I
on the
am.
same page Rob is like that woman.
I haven't
is
seen
so
enough from her
smart
to
and
sell me.
So
Yeah.
fine and got it all together that like I mean I ain't gonna get a divorce over that bitch, but I definitely make her my side hoe. Like I could use a sugar mama. Like I still got.
She's the new Tulsi Gabbard. She's what Tulsi Gabbard was back in like 20.
New
Mommy,
Aloha
like,
mommy.
yeah.
New Aloha
Yeah.
mommy.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
Like
I can
anti-vax
see that.
mommy. That's Nicole Shanahan.
I can see that until she starts like being like, "Yeah, go fuck them up, go bomb everybody," and then you quickly change your tune.
I don't think she's a commie. I don't think she's a commie anymore.
I'd be like, who
You don't think Nicole Shanahan's a commie?
She's not a commie anymore.
This bitch is gonna come out for worker co-ops before you know it. I'm telling you, bro.
No.
I'm calling it. All right. So anyway, back to Stephen A., our great American hero.
Mm-hmm.
Are you like me? Are you all in for Stephen A., or is there something more that you would need to see from him before you would say, go for it?
No, fuck it, run it.
Fucking send
Okay.
it. Fucking
All right.
send it. Like, yeah, like, why not? Like, if he runs as a Democrat, that's an easy fucking workover for my Democrat friends. If he runs as an independent, cool, that's an easy workover for my Democrat and my Libertarian and my independent friends. If he runs as a Libertarian, that's an easy workover for the same three I just mentioned, plus some of my Republican friends who are like, I guess I can vote for him. He's Libertarian. He's not Democrat. I guess he can go be a faggot.
Yeah.
Like, there is so much opportunity with Stephen A. Smith and Rob. Mr. LNC on the Swamp
Oh
Cast.
shit. Okay.
You have a direct. You talk to Stephen a lot more than I do now.
We're gonna see him in
I'm gonna
person.
text Stephen first thing in the morning. Like, if you don't
Yeah.
talk to Stephen A. Smith for president in
You failed.
2028,
Yeah.
you're not getting the chair role in 2026, bro.
Yeah, it's
You
we
need
are.
to lock down his ass now. It's like a bitch with a fine ass. You put a ring on it now before
Yeah.
somebody else does, and you're regretting it into your 30s.
Right.
That's true. That's true. It's like
Rob's
a girl
thinking
who
about
you
6
know.
different broads he missed.
Yeah, especially the ones that like lost weight, and you're like, whoa, hey, you
hang on.
are hot.
Whoa,
You're hot now.
What happened, girl? Whoa, you were like 300 pounds in high school. How the fuck did you get hot?
Now, Stephen A. is not going to be the best candidate, but like we would have to let him know what we stand for. You know, we open with the same line he used: fiscally conservative, socially liberal, and then we say we do things not through the government, but through people.
So let me turn the question a little bit, because the question initially was, what would Stephen have to say to get you on board? Let me turn the question a little bit and just say, like, okay, he's saying all the right things now. This is just empty rhetoric, though. Politics sucks. Politicians suck. They don't keep their promises. I actually care about the people. That's basically his message right now. What would he have to say going forward to make you say, fuck Stephen, he sucks. He's just like everybody else? Pro-war?
Yeah, pro-war.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be pro-war. I don't think he's that dumb.
No.
I don't know.
If he was against like if he was for the drug war and
Yeah.
stuff like that, those are big
That's
issues
big.
for
That's
me.
big for you. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So if he does decide to run, do you think he makes the primary stage, the main stage, not the little kids table like last year? I think he makes the main stage first try. And I think he carries himself well enough to be able to make it to like the final 5. Like,
What they
easy.
call you, Pete Butt Judge over there? You ain't done
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
Pete Butt Judge.
Yeah.
You were Secretary of Transportation. Man, you just the transportation.
Man, you just transporting that booty across state lines. That ain't right.
You're just
That's
transporting
illegal.
that booty.
All right, so we think he makes the primary stage, but what are his chances of actually winning? Because you're going to have AOC, you're going to have Gavin Newsom, and maybe a couple others that haven't been named yet. What are his
Won't win the
chances of
Democratic
actually
Party
making?
because of the superdelegates. He won't win because of the superdelegates. They're not going to vote for him.
Oh, that's a good point.
See, this is how this. I want to just, Tim.
Yeah, I'm here.
Pause here real quick.
Yeah.
Before we move along, I just want to acknowledge for the entire show how ignorant Robert is. Because if
What?
Robert would be paying attention to his political science classes instead of his law classes when he was in fucking law school, he would have known that after the 2016 elections, after Hillary fucking weaponized and manipulated the superdelegates, the Democrat Party got rid of superdelegates.
Did they?
Oh, is that true?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all can Google that shit. I ain't lying, niggas. Proof.
I'll believe you.
Fact
Yeah.
checked my ass.
Okay.
Y'all can
Okay,
Facebook
so-
my ass. Go ahead, fact check me.
Okay, so fine. Like you're taking super delegates out. Let's assume that's true while Rob looks it up to verify. Assuming super delegates are out and it's really up to the will of the Democrat Party, do you think they support Stephen A? Because remember, he said that, he was hopeful for Doge and Doge failed, that he's the immigration stuff and that was good. And he wanted to lower taxes because he thought that was the right approach, but the tariffs kind of fucked all that up. So like Stephen A kind of agreed with us on the policy matters in the beginning. Do you think the Democrats are going to be able to support that, willing to support that? Or do you think Stephen can overcome that by bringing in new Democrats or old blue dog Democrats, let's call them, that would come in and support him? Do you think Stephen A can win the primary? What are his chances? We can go percentage wise. I think he's got like an 80% chance. If he actually fucking runs, like he's going to sweep Bernie. He's going to sweep AOC. He's going to sweep all of them. I think that they're like fringe lefty people that aren't going to be able to win the broad Democrat Party, but Stephen A probably could. Do you disagree? Either one of you who are looking at your phones and researching?
Well, don't ask a question when I'm trying to fucking fact check.
I tried to drag it on as long as possible.
I mean, this
matter.
article says that they're still trying to put an end to the super delegates.
So they haven't got rid of it yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Honestly, even if they're superdelegates and they're superdelegates, it doesn't matter. Stephen A. Smith is not winning the Democratic nomination.
If he runs, you think he's not winning?
No.
I don't think he would win in the Democrat Party even without superdelegates if there aren't any, because they're so tied to whatever this deep state is. They won't let anyone who's running with like a hint of we need to end this, we need to change this. They're not going to let that happen.
Yeah, that's what Barfo says. The money will never accept an outsider.
Yeah.
I don't know. They accepted Donald Trump.
And if you're Pete Quinones, the Jews won't accept Stephen A.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if he runs, I think he's got a chance because he's going to bring in a lot of disaffected Democrats, I think. And you'll see a lot of, in the same way that you saw a lot of right libertarians leave the Libertarian Party to support Donald Trump, you'll see a lot of left libertarians leave the Libertarian Party to support Stephen A. Smith.
Mm-hmm. Here's what happened. The DNC approved the plan to reduce the influence of superdelegates by barring them from voting on the first ballot at the Democratic National Convention, allowing them to vote only in a contested convention.
Yeah.
Which is where it matters. That's the only time it matters if it's contested, right?
Yeah. Can y'all carry for 2 minutes? I got to piss real quick.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're just talking about Stephen A. again. I mean, I love it. I think we need to run him as a libertarian. That's it.
That's why I'm saying here, like, he said the line, like, this is what everybody wants. Like, oh, he's fiscally conservative, but he's socially liberal. That's what libertarians are, kind of. We're kind of Democrat, but we're kind of Republican. Like, I think that like somebody like Stephen A. Smith can like parlay something like that and sell it in a way that's like consumable to most Americans. And like Stephen A. Smith also has the advantage of he's a household name. If you're into sports and you don't know who Stephen A. Smith is, you're not actually into sports. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah. We haven't tried the strategy of just running household names for popularity until we get that 5%, you know, until we get that major party status that would benefit the party so much. Like I agree with Mari here. I think a lot of right libertarians would see it as like a pragmatic approach, and they'd be like, this guy's going to get votes.
Yeah, I would self-identify as a right
stance on
libertarian.
abortion?
Yeah.
That's honestly
No, he's a Christian. He's against it.
He's against it. Then he's sold, bro. Like if he were to run as a libertarian, I can't see a path where Stephen A. Smith does not at least take 3% of the vote.
So let's
would he take 3/5 of the vote?
Yeah, let's donate the money. Not with that attitude, he won't. He won't.
Yeah, not with the Jeremy Kaufman attitude. He ain't gonna win shit.
No. So I say
you need 3/5 to win, you know.
We the Swampcast put together a drive and a fundraiser to get Stephen A. Smith to run for president, starting with a lifetime membership in the LP.
Yeah, but he's got to he needs to not cross certain lines. Like this is what I was trying to get at earlier. Is like if he's anti-war, which is pretty easy. Like you don't want to go to war with everybody. Fiscally responsible, you know, stuff like that. Like for me, those are kind of the top two. Rob mentioned the drug war. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that list, Josh? Like, I don't know. Like, you have to draw some line somewhere. You can't just say, come run on our ticket and do whatever you want. And just
Not really. He said the line. That's you know, that was the low bar you had to clear for fucking Gary Johnson and, you know, fucking, what was his face? Like, Bill Weld. Like, like, can't, like, Stephen A. Smith, like, he's not old. Like he's never been in government before. He's a celebrity, for lack of better words. He's a sports guy. He's a Christian. He's black, which I know most libertarians don't like black people, but I get, you know, like you can look past that, I'm sure. Hopefully.
You're not wrong, but yeah.
No, I'm not wrong. You come to a libertarian convention, look around, guys. You can tell libertarians don't like black people.
I mean, I love black people. I wish we had more of them.
I love black people too, but like
we don't have them.
Not me, no.
Rob, you are not libertarians. Libertarians, though, do not like black people.
He's like,
love black people. They don't
look,
like black people.
there's lowercase libertarians, there's uppercase libertarians, and then there's all caps libertarians.
And the all caps don't like black people, generally speaking.
Yeah, freedom of association, as they call it, right? That's what they say.
Yes, they want to disassociate from the entire black community if they choose to.
And I'm just trying to disassociate from my body.
It's so funny.
You know,
like,
I feel you.
The first argument that I got in with other libertarians was about freedom of association and that private businesses should be able to exclude black people if they wanted to. So it's funny that you bring that up. I feel a certain type of way about it. Yeah, I've got some more fun stuff that we can get into. I don't know what y'all are up to.
I'm just sick at the house. This is fun. So.
Okay, good. So this one's for you, Rob. This one I pulled for you. So this is a before
Tucker.
Did you see this interview with this old bitch? Do you know who this is? Okay.
No.
All right. So
she looks like she makes good cookies, though.
This guy does not like Tucker. Says no wonder no one takes Tucker serious anymore. He's one rung up from coast to coast. Bush built a $21 trillion city beneath the earth for the elites. Do you understand why this is for you now? All right, so here you go. I'll play this.
But I think that whether it's a pole shift, magnetic pole shift is one of the, theories of what causes these events.
She's making my pole shift right now.
But there is a history of neurostation events. And one of the things that I've looked at, because I'm trying to figure out, between fiscal 1998 and fiscal 2015, there were 21 trillion of undocumentable adjustments in the U.S. government. If you go to our website, missingmoney.solera.com, we have years and years of documentation, including the government financials that show this. And so the question is, where's all this money going? And one of the things I've looked at in the process of looking at where all this money is going is the underground base and city infrastructure and transportation system that's been built.
Hang on.
And-
I'm sorry.
Yes.
No. I'm sorry, what?
We have built an extraordinary number of underground bases and supposedly transportation systems. Some of these are some of these are documented as part of the national security infrastructure. I think there are many more. So
In the United States?
in the United States, and all over the world. But from 2021 to 2023, I took one of the smartest subscribers in the Solari Report network.
Got one
and
of
he
their
and I
people.
spent 2 years collecting all the data and all the allegations on underground bases. And then we systematically went through and tried to estimate our guess. This is totally a guess of how many underground bases, both underground in the United States, but also underground under the ocean around the United States. And our estimate was 170.
But have you been there? Have you
been to the cities?
Have you been to the underground cities?
Yeah, so she said 170 underground bases with transportation networks across the world built by our government using $21 trillion of unallocated funds.
And she's right, Tim. She is right. What else? What else would this money go to if not underground, super top secret underground Walmart connected fucking bases?
Yeah.
I can't say no. Like, this is what this lady has dedicated her life to. I can't go against her and refute it. She's going to be like, oh, didn't you know about the... She's not even British. Didn't you know about the fucking millions and trillions of dollars poured into the ocean bases? I hope there is. Yeah, I hope there are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 21 trillion. Okay, so 21 trillion laying around. This woman's record. So, you know, all the posts that I saw about this was former Bush White House official. Like, you know, when people say that, you're like, okay, like, what does that mean? What did she actually do for the government? So during 1988 presidential election, Fitz worked on the campaign of George H.W. Bush. So not even 9/11 Bush, Poppy Bush. And
Who was tied with the CIA.
Yep.
Tied with the CIA. Once national director of the CIA, right?
Yep. And so Fitz worked on his campaign and then was appointed as the Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development with the Bush administration. So that's her bona fides. That's where she comes from. And she
didn't build the brothers no underground tunnels? You're not
Nope.
building underground tunnels for the brothers in the urban housing, and you're talking about underground tunnels now? Come on.
So she ended up, so she was on the 1988 campaign. She resigned in 1990 following a potentially unethical relationship with Jack Kemp. So there was some investigation going on, and she had to step down because of that. So, you know, everybody's posting this and they're saying, you know, former Bush White House representative or former Bush White House official says that the federal government spent $21 trillion building underground cities and bases with transportation networks across the world. She's been disconnected since 1990, at least, as long as we've all been alive. I think it's true. I think there are underground cities, bases, networks, whatever. I agree with that. This is just like one of the worst people you could pick to make that case. Not the worst, but one of.
I mean, if it's been happening, it's been
Yeah.
happening since before we were born, right? Like, it's been happening. She would know about some shit. Trump did come out and say, we have shit that, you know, it's this and that. We're like, people made it into like a time traveling thing a few weeks ago, if you were paying attention to that little news cycle. But like, at the end of the day, we have stuff that we don't know. Like, we don't know about.
Yeah, Rico's got a good point here. People pocketed that money and wrote it in the books as Secret Underground City. You know, maybe, maybe that's how they put it down, is like national security was paying off my horse so my wife didn't find out and I got fired.
That's what how much
Yeah.
gold did we seize in Iraq? I bet a lot of soldiers pocketed a couple gold bars from Saddam's
Of course,
fucking
dude.
palace, dude.
You got
Wouldn't
cargo pants. How many gold bars can you fit?
Yeah. Yeah, I have pillaged Saddam's gold bars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would.
All right, so there was that one. There was some other stuff here. This one's kind of a nothing, so I'll post this while Josh is gone.
Though,
Here's a-
I don't disagree with like secret bases.
Yeah, no, I'm
secret
with you.
bases are a thing, but like the whole Walmart thing, they're not tied to Walmart, dude.
Underground the Walmart? You don't think it's underneath the Walmart?
No, it's not underneath the Walmarts, dude.
It's underneath the Walmarts for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to see if it was in here. Everybody's painting her like Cruella de Vil. This is just like a throwaway story. There was one that I almost had Kamala Harris in this dress holding 2 bottles of Hennessy. That was almost our thumbnail. It was it sat there for a minute. But apparently she went to the Met Gala. That doesn't really matter. Pelosi talking about what won them or lost them. I think we're going to wrap up here, so I'm going to go with these. I think this will be a good one.
Talk about
It's a crappy situation.
I think I've seen this one.
No.
I think I've seen this.
I'm gonna let it play out because I don't want to say I know, but I think I know.
Okay,
I saw
well,
this yesterday.
I don't know. I gotta be the big one here.
okay, hold on. No, you're only the big one just for a second because I wanted to ask you guys before I say this. Road rage incident. Woman craps on car. Florida, not Florida.
Not Florida. I'm going not Florida.
Yeah, I'm going not. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing this, and it was not Florida. Coincidentally, I wanted to believe it was
Coincidentally.
Florida.
I don't remember.
I thought it was gonna be Florida
Yeah,
when I
Josh
first
knows
saw
where
it,
it's
but it was
going.
not Florida. So I'm going. No
I'm gonna
Florida.
say. I think I remember it being Ohio. So I'm gonna go Ohio.
I don't know if it was Ohio. I'm not gonna go that far. I'm just gonna say I'm confident it's not.
Okay,
Florida.
so if it's not Florida, hold on. If it's not Florida,
Fuck
what
you,
state?
No.
What state do you think it is?
No, fuck you. No, I'm not doing this shit. I told you.
Because you know where it is. Because you know where it is.
The lesser 49. You gotta accept
Okay.
it's the lesser 49.
I will accept that. Gold bars. How do you think Tom Cotton got his start? Look up his pick. I don't know.
Fuck
I have to
Tom
go.
Cotton. He's a
I have to go
faggot
back
too.
to that. Chat. Woman craps on car in road rage incident. Where did it happen? You've got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. You ready? What's that say in the bottom right?
I can't read.
Philadelphia. Let's go.
Which means it was New Jersey. Fuck.
Here we
South
go.
Jersey
Well, talk
specifically.
about a crappy situation.
Let me see
in
if I know
Delco.
this
By
person
now, you've seen the
personally.
video. It's splattered everywhere. The video, that is. Police charging the woman they say defecated on another driver's car. It's always awkward when news anchors
Good
have to say
emphasis.
the word defecated.
Yeah.
But here we
The
are.
puns are
This
good.
is the 10 o'clock news. I'm Jason Martinez.
I'm Dawn Timoney. Police say it all started with a case of road rage
None of these
that
people are
quickly
Fox 29,
escalated into a shocking scene. Our Chris O'Connell is live for us tonight.
Chris
in Prospect
O'Connell's been
Park.
there
And Chris,
for
the
fucking
strange
ever, though.
case has a lot of people
He
asking
looks like
a
an
simple
OG.
question.
Yeah,
Why?
Chris O'Connell's an OG at Fox 29, guys.
A strange case, to say the least, guys. In fact, so
Prospect
strange, many people thought this story was fake. But according to Prospect
Yeah,
Park
Prospect
Police,
Park
the
doesn't
Delco
doesn't
pooper
surprise
is
me
all
in any
too
way.
real,
Like,
and she's
that's like
Hold on to shit. They gave her a name. Hold on. Sorry.
Oh,
What now? What were you saying?
no, wait, I gotta hear the name.
so strange. Many people thought this story was fake, but according to Prospect Park Police, the Delco pooper is all too real.
Come on, dude.
The Delaware County Pooper. The Delco Pooper, ladies and gentlemen. Delco Pooper, boys and girls.
All right, here we go.
Oh, man.
And she's under arrest tonight.
I gotta ask my homies back home about that.
Can you tell us what happened?
That's her.
The lady chased me. She chased me, and I asked her not to attack me.
That is 44-year-old Christina Solometo being put into a
don't know her.
Prospect Park police car. But you may know her by this, now viral video.
Oh yeah, show it.
Police say the Ridley Park mother is the woman seen getting out of her car and and yes, defecating on the hood of the car of another woman.
Oh, shit.
She's seen getting right
Shit
back
right
into her
on her
black
car.
Nissan we saw parked outside of her home tonight.
You should have
They
left
were
the
both
turn,
headed
bro.
in the same direction. They both lived not far from one another. And the woman in the dark colored car thought the woman was following her, when she was actually just going home.
The incident happened Tuesday evening near the corner of 4th and Madison, a half a block away from a Little League field where the Delco defecator video has left some neighbors
Delco
speechless.
defecator.
I don't know. It's been running through my mind all day. Delco.
Solometto was booked on charges including indecent exposure,
You know, she
disorderly
lost a little
conduct,
weight, she'd
and
be
a
kinda
misdemeanor
Uh,
depositing waste on the highway.
mean, you
As
lost
she
a
was
little weight,
getting
I could fix
arrested,
her.
Solometto says
I have a sickness.
she didn't elaborate on the sickness,
She
but
got
the
a
bizarre
sickness.
case has now
Rob,
gotten
you ready for-
international
you down with the
attention.
sickness?
Not the kind this police
I've
chief
already got the
wants.
sickness.
It can't happen in this community. No town wants this to happen.
It's
in their
called
town.
Taco Bell and McDonald's
You know,
at the same
recognition a
time.
town gets over this
the
kind of
same
thing,
damn
it's really
time.
unwelcome.
Terrible.
We don't want this.
My stomach's already doing backflips.
Now,
thinking about it.
Solometto appeared in front of a judge tonight. According to court records we just checked, she has posted $1,000 bail tonight. Guys?
It's hard to believe, you know.
Most expensive number 2 of her life.
Thank you, Chris.
I've been doing this a while. This is a new one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. It's like one of the prophecies being fulfilled. It's like, the end of times are coming. It's when Chris O'Connor's like, this one's new.
Yeah, and that guy was like, this shit's been running through my mind all day.
Yeah, running.
Of course, bro. Of course.
If you see the not blurred out video, you can't really see her ass or anything, but you can see like the doo-doo on the car was like straight diarrhea. It was
just
splatter.
She has a condition.
Bam.
For sure.
I have
that
condition.
bitch was sucking, puking, pooping, fucking straight liquid.
Can you imagine being the girl that was like just trying to go home and this bitch thinks you're following her? You're just like,
Oh, dude.
Hershey squirts on your car.
Some quack out here watching that shit. She's like, you got to get the unblurred version. That's really impressive.
I would say, let's go find the unblurred version because
Of course
it
it's
is.
a female telling us to go find the unblurred version. Women
Yeah.
are terrible, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Why do you
most-
guys like
most
shit so
worst
much?
People in the world, like you think men are bad? Women are disgusting.
Yeah, they just don't share it publicly until now.
Until now, she's like, you should go find
Yeah.
the uncensored version. That shit was impressive. The way she shit all over that car.
Listen, we will find the uncensored version, and you can learn all about it in our Discord. Because, yeah, I got plenty of more shit, but we can save it for next week. Nothing really crazy here, other than Kanye walking off Piers Morgan.
Oh wait,
'Cause,
sorry.
What? Go ahead. What?
No, I was just gonna share
Oh, what
another.
do you got? You got something? Yeah.
Oh, here you put it
We're
on there.
almost hitting 3
It's
hours.
up.
Let's fucking go, Rob.
This one's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
get
it.
us copyright, but this is the lady's husband trying to save her.
I hear the music. That's all I need. Julie, come back.
No.
Please, I love you. I want to marry you. Ah, shit.
Oh, come on, go back.
Would you agree / disagree?
Oh,
Bitches.
now we're getting right into the fucking Charlie.
Yeah,
Charlie
that's
clips.
the algorithm went from movie 43 to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. Anyway, get in the Discord. We'll have some fun. If you're not a member already, be one. We got a show coming up on Thursday. We're rolling hard. We got 150 to get to before June 6th. So we're gonna hit it. And we're gonna keep on rolling. So every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, we're gonna be doing some new shows till we get to 150. So see you there. See you in the Discord. Adios. Get down in the description. Love you. Bye.
Check me out at the porch tour.
I didn't hit the button yet. Where is it, Rob? Where is it?
We got St. Augustine, May 10th, St. Augustine, Robbie Bernstein's Porch Tour. Go to porchtour.com. And they'll be in Tampa, Clearwater Comedy Club, May 24th, Saturday, May 24th. And then here in Pensacola, May 15th. Arvin's Comedy.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
Get your pelt.
Okay.
See ya.